Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got the great broadcast lineup for you this morning. We had already prefaced it early in the week. We had already prefaced it early in the week about what we're going to talk about, and we have a topic that's right now is actually the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room, and we're going to talk about that and talk about it in its entirety. We're going to talk about it and talk about it in its entirety today. So get locked and loaded. We're gonna have. I think we have gonna have great participation today about what we're talking about. But before we even go there, I gotta say it like that. Go there. You see how you got to say good morning to Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir.
Good
Hi.
morning, Raheem. Good morning, Glow family. Good
Yes,
morning.
yes, sir. Leonard, we're gonna go straight into this thing, man. We're gonna go straight into this thing, and we're talking about was Cube right or wrong for meeting with the Trump team? Was his intentions good or bad? Did he have any business at all meeting with these people? Know that this guy. How do you? I'm not gonna preface it, but my thing is, how do you meet with the devil and think some good gonna come out of it? But anyway, that's just me. What do you say to that, Leonard? Was he right? Was he wrong? What was his intent? His intent, good or bad?
His intent was very good. Have no problem with the brother's intent.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a problem with the haphazard. When I wouldn't even say haphazard because this attempt started a little while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm more concerned with why he did not choose to do it smarter. He
Mm-hmm.
made a mistake.
Major mistake.
Well, not major, major in the sense that he looks, he has allowed himself to be set against us and for the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And, just like so, he want to take matters into his own hands
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to going through the process that ensures that what you are doing wholly represents the people you claim to represent.
Mm-hmm.
You pick those issues that bother you
Mm-hmm.
and went forward to represent us without us even going through a process where we all got a chance to look at it. It's almost like you did all of this knowing that there were other efforts on the table.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't try to be a part of that. You tried
Mhm.
to create your own and use your fame and celebrity.
Do you think it was self-motivating?
No, I think it was a mistake.
Mhm.
Ice Cube has been around long enough and done these types of things, and we know how he did it and where his frustration came from that led to him doing what he was doing. See,
Mhm.
whenever you act out of frustration, haphazardly, I'm just gonna go have my way. There's going to be a problem because it quote disenfranchises the people whom you claim to be representing.
Mhm.
You
Now
could have went on your own and
mhm.
just went as I don't care if you're the man, if you're the man friend or not. We know that you all have probably associated in the past. You have access because of who you are.
Mhm. Mhm.
Black people don't need a superstar. Right down the street and ask Maxine Waters how to get it done.
Mhm.
This is not a you can't this you just like you just dropped the album. Come on, dude, we bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This ain't you dropping the album. You picked the perfect timing, or
Mhm.
did you? How
Or
did you come about doing this now when it is obviously divisive?
Mhm.
At least Kanye stepped up and said why he was doing it because he don't want black folks to vote
Mhm.
Democrat. He want them to vote Republican. So the
Mhm.
reason why I'm gonna create a campaign is I'm gonna to divide the black vote.
Mhm.
We know he did this with the enemy.
Mhm.
So and then you got Diddy who makes another move that benefits the enemy. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
starting a black political party. Cube needs to know who he is, make things happen for his people. But that brother's heart was right, at
Mhm.
least. His heart was right, at least. He's true to who He said he said he's always been. But it's that it's you can't move like that frustrated boy trying to be heard like you did all these years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you the man, you won. You got to flex better than that.
Exactly.
You told us you were the hustler. You were the
Mm-hmm.
number one game player and you got played. Your document and everything you're talking about almost looks plagiarized.
And see, and that's one of the things too, Leonard. People have said that he took from what's the name, Cory Booker's, a lot of the plan to Cory Booker and stuff like that that they had, and he just pulled stuff out of that and put it in his words, if you will, even if he changed the words at all to get to where he was.
Basically, that's what it looks like. If you've ever looked at the legislation going on across the United States and various state legislatures that are looking for progress and that are trying to respond to what is going on, these things have been argued and are on the floor in Congress in bills to be passed, but the Republicans are refusing to pass them.
Mm-hmm.
Obama started the 21st Century Community Policing Initiative and convened people from all over the United States, young black activists, Black Lives Matter. Everybody came together to come up with that 21st Century Community Policing Initiative aimed at stopping police brutality and criminal justice reform.
Mm-hmm.
But then you came, not only did you take that, put it into some type of document, and then you went and tried to shop it to somebody as almost you were threatening them to do something, but you didn't have no, what was you going to do if they didn't do it?
Mm-hmm.
You was
Mm-hmm.
going to be co-opted the moment you walked in there.
Exactly. Hey, Leonard, did you see what I text to you?
A
I text,
moment.
yeah, I text them to you, but yeah, man, it's a lot of things, and this thing it goes real deep, and I'm quite sure that a lot of people are gonna be calling in this morning talking about this because a lot of people feel certain ways about Ice Cube right now, and a lot of people are shocked that even he got swindled like he did.
And also people have to understand that I'm not really sure how Ice Cube came about doing it. He started this I know he started it a
Hey,
little while ago.
you got me, Leonard?
I got you. Wait. It started a little while ago where he was, I believe, attempting to get folks to participate or what have you, but I'm not sure who his audience was. I know that Diddy did a Revolt tour that was supposed to have aspects, I believe, of this contract where they were talking and convening young Black America hip hop nations across the United States were convening to talk about it previously. But there's a contract for Black America, I believe, that was a part of the first 100 days plan for 2021, right? For whomever wins that election, and it was it's look it up. It's a contract with Black America, but it's a fight on Capitol Hill, and it is very heavy as it relates to racism and things of that nature. But it's very narrow and it does not address the issues in allow the issues in Black America. From a, when you're talking about legislation, it's a little bit more than how you feel about something. You know what I'm saying? A lot more than how you feel. So you have to go to the process to make sure that people are buying in to this. And also, you want to make sure that what you're presenting is comprehensive enough to where all black people feel included. Because if you're going to say it's a contract with Black America must buy into this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like saying that okay, everybody don't need a father figure in their life. Everybody's complaint ain't because of their home makeup or this type of thing. There
Mm-hmm.
are systemic issues that are addressed
Okay.
as well. We got a person running for vice. You're proposing a contract in Black America when one of the most forward senators
Mm-hmm.
who proposed these issues is your vice president nominee.
Exactly.
Her and Cory Booker wrote all this stuff. So instead of you, think about it. You got a person pushing all of the issues, running for vice president. Look at your contract. Look at her bills that she signed on to with the Congressional Black Caucus and the things and the efforts. But somehow you moving to block this person getting in the position to do these things.
Wow. And that's the thing. And the phone lines are open. Let me post it. The phone lines are open 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Leonard, let me tell
you know what, Raheem? I know you must have sent me a messenger. Okay.
Yeah. I sent it to you in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, I was telling you I had somebody.
Yeah, I saw it. Okay, I thought that's what it was.
And Leonard, I'm gonna tell you what we got going on right now. Man, in the studio right now with us. You ain't gonna believe who we got here.
Yes, I will.
You sure
if you tell me, I will.
Okay. Listen, I want to make sure I say her name because I mess the name up sometimes. Uh-oh. Leonard, is that sound effects, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Look, this young lady here is running for Gwinnett County.
There she is.
District Attorney. To me, the legendary, I say the legendary because she's about to make history.
Awesome.
And it's amazing. This wasn't planned. It rolled out and they came on the very day that we're talking about this situation with your boy Ice Cube. I was going to say Ice Cube. This is Miss
Perfect person.
Absolutely. It couldn't have worked out no better, man. I couldn't have wrote this.
You know what, Raheem? You know all the time I think you really pulling my leg, right?
No, I'm serious. It wasn't planned, brother. I promise you. She'll tell you. She's right here beside me. She'll tell you. Miss Patsy Austin Gatson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
now, let me do this. Let's deal with the elephant in the room because this brother think I done set something up. Did I plan this?
No, you didn't.
It's so good to have you there.
Absolutely. And we're talking about, was Ice Cube, was he right or wrong for meeting with the Trump team? And was he out of his league? Did he know what he was doing? Was he prepared? There's so many different questions that can be asked in this situation. So you being who you are and having a background and expertise, what do you say about Ice Cube and what he did in that particular situation?
I think that is temptation that a lot of people with platforms have at this time is to try to be the voice for all of us. And there's not one voice for all of Black America because we're not a monolith.
Yes.
We come from different experiences, but we do know that we have an opportunity. As the brother was saying earlier, we got a woman who's running for VP, and that will be historic.
Yes.
And she's done a lot. So let's not cut against that to hurt ourselves. And I'm hearing a lot of people talking about, well, the Democratic Party hadn't done anything for me. And I think we have to look a little bit deeper and understand that we got to get number 45 out. He's got to go.
Yeah.
That's one of my motivating factors.
Exactly.
Because we are doing worse right now.
As a whole, and that's the thing. I heard people say the same thing that this is going on, but they're not looking at the real elephant in the room. Yes. And the elephant in the room is you have a president that don't care nothing about you, don't have any idea as to what needs to take place to run a country, and and he's not listening to the people that do.
Yes.
And most of the people, anyone that speaks out against him at all, you're fired. He really think this is like The Apprentice.
TV show. Yes.
Yeah, he thinks it's like The Apprentice, where he can just point to him and say you're fired and everything goes away. But at the end of the day, yes, you can fire them as a president. You can fire them. But what kind of situation are you leaving yourself and the rest of the country in when you do something like that?
That's right.
He's not. I don't even think he cares. Be honest with you, I don't even think he cares. But let's get back to Cube.
And also, if somebody could call in, because I'm not exactly sure if he gives the credit for the actual contract with Black America or not to Derek Hamilton, or
Mhm.
mentions these folks who are involved, or
Mhm.
like Derek Hamilton, I believe, wrote a lot of the intent and things like that for this contract with Black America. And
Mhm.
is Ice Cube's contract with Black America the same as the 22-page contract? The official full version I see is available.
Mhm.
And look, I mean, just like Miss Patsy was saying, it's not new, and that we're not a monolith, and there's a lots of issues above and beyond the frustration of the issues with Black America that Black America deal with. But we also can't barter like this type of thing as if we gonna give it to King Ice Cube
Mhm. Mm.
or Baron Ice Cube to go and talk to the king on our behalf.
Wow.
See, this is the problem with that approach.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
almost ignores the fact that this is a democracy,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
and playing politics and trying to cut deals with the devil is not a way to help Black America.
Now, did you just say politics, brother?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Okay, I'm just, I want to make sure I want to make my hearing aid is turned up. I want to make sure my hearing aid is turned up, brother. I think you thought you tried to slip one through with them. But Pastor, what's on your heart? What do you think his overall agenda was? What was his intent good? Even his intent was good.
Well, I just think that there was a misstep on his behalf with that. I think he realizes that at this point that there was a misstep, and it's just unfortunate that we have some people that could potentially sway the votes of folks and give it back to 45. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta, at this point, stay united in this effort to get this man out of office, and then hold accountable the people that are going in. And this is what I say all the time to my potential constituents. Hopefully, when November 3rd gets here in less than 2 weeks, that hold me accountable too.
Yes.
Because elected officials, they don't own those jobs. Those are the jobs that the people put them in.
Yes.
And the elected officials have to be more responsive to the constituents that put them in there.
Exactly. Now, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people say that we're going to vote for Biden. And I was looking at the show last night, and they said I'm voting. I'm trying to remember who that was that said that. Oh, Chaminade. He was on the
Are you trying to say Charlemagne?
Charlemagne, that's the name. What's the name? What? Yeah, I butchered. Man, I'll butcher your name, man.
I did not know. I was like, I think he is trying to say Charlemagne.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
But he was saying that I'm not voting for Biden. He said I'm voting for Biden, but please understand, I'm voting for Miss Harris.
Yeah.
He said I'm voting for Harris.
I heard that.
He said I'm voting for Harris. I'm not voting for Biden or Trump. I'm voting for Harris.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are taking that stance because she have a lot of people that actually back her. And so I think that was a very wise move that Biden did by selecting her and having her as the VP. Now, some people say that Biden is a little too old to sit in that seat. And that's one of the things that Trump is trying to push right now, that he's too old. But my thing is,
he's not as, they're both in that bracket. They're older, white gentlemen. But I don't see how, Trump immediately calls everybody names anyway.
He does.
It's just ridiculous.
Where is, and I'm going to say this out of respect for the position of presidency, but where is our president's self-control?
The one that's in office now?
Yes, ma'am.
That word doesn't enter his vocabulary.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand that, because he just feels he can do whatever he wants to do. And I just pray that people don't listen to these polls that Biden is ahead and he doesn't need to have our support. We have to get out there and vote.
And see, we need to look at it regardless of what the numbers say. We need to look at it as if he's losing.
Yes.
And we have to go out there and rally and get our team ahead.
Yes.
We have to look at this thing as if, regardless of what the poll, don't worry about what the polls tell you. Look at it as he's losing. He's so far behind that we have to go out there. We have to vote in order to bring the numbers back to what they need to be.
Yes.
And then that way, I think it will make a more of an impact and more of a difference. Leonard, what do you say to that?
Yeah, there is definitely a right way to do this, a best way to do this. And I think, like I said, always said before, because I really like Ice Cube and his body of work and what he stood for back when he first come out and was saying those things that he was saying. But now you have to realize you're no longer that person anymore.
Yeah.
So now you're handling your own brand storm right now because of what you've done to your brand. And you never thought that you were bringing a brand above and beyond the fact that, hey, people know me. So if I say it, they gonna listen. Ice Cube, you don't get but one vote either.
Yeah.
Did you vote, Ice Cube? Did you go to the individuals who needed your help in the community to do these things, to get these bills, to rally people together, to make sure that these got in the House of Congress and explained how many senators and House of Representatives did you go to their offices to talk to? No, you call your people, call their people, and y'all got together like rich people do things. And just like your president's style of government,
yeah,
the people with the most money and the biggest name gets the attention because we can all use it to our business advantage.
Yeah.
And whenever you put yourself out that way, you expose yourself, Ice Cube. Because now they don't went and found money connections that they don't like as well. You know, Black America is very fickle. Well, we very fickle about certain things. And this is one of them. This right here is the reason why we so divided. Because you should have taken all your money and your connections and went and somewhere and you could develop the biggest Black political action committee ever created. But this whole notion that these barons with their little castles and palaces and they gonna run on our behalf, this is how this whole feudal system got started that in the first place when it comes to having a king. And that's how he operates. I'm king and you come and beg me for resources.
Kiss my ring.
And then I'm going to favor those who are in my good graces and you take these crumbs back to your people. We can't operate like that.
It's the Morning Glow.
Wow.
This is the Morning Glow. Yeah, absolutely. This is the Morning Glow. 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. Before we get too much more deeper, I can't verbalize myself this morning. I want to talk to Miss Patsy Austin and have her guest and have her to tell us about how everything is going. What can we do to support you to make sure that you get that? We got to have you in the seat. We got to have you in the seat. So what can we do as DKM Media Group and Associates to support you? How's everything going and what is needed right now?
I think the most that is needed right now is just to remind people, let's overwhelm this vote. If there's anybody in your house that's acting a little lazy, get them up, get them out, get them to the polls, because we have to overwhelm this vote. It's time to be greedy and just take it. It's time because I believe that Gwinnett County people have to understand that change is here. And a lot of the candidates, the Democratic candidates right now are being attacked to the point where it's just ridiculous and
almost like bullying.
Yeah.
to a degree. Right?
Yeah, it's very crazy because a lot of lies are being told just out of, whole fabric, just lies. And I think that is a sign of the desperation that the power brokers that have been in charge of this county are feeling right now. And we have to really push forward. I was telling my husband this morning, I said, now I see why some politicians are so mean, because you go through some things. And it's like, what? And you got to hold on to who you are.
Yeah.
And that's my fight right now, is to hold on to who I am and not be drowned in this politic thing, and understand to try to see the clear vision of really changing things, because with everything that's happened in our country and is happening, this is a worldwide revolution in a sense.
Exactly.
That people are rising up. They say, we want just equal treatment. Is that so hard?
No.
Just to give us equal treatment?
No. it's unfamiliar territory for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what the difference is. It's a very unfamiliar territory because they've been used to the old way for so long.
Yes.
But just as you said, it's a new day, and we have to come together collectively and make that change and make that difference. Because if we don't, it's going to continue.
Yes.
It's going to continue, and our grandkids will never see a difference, will never see a change. And so we have to make that difference. If not for us,
for them.
For them.
That's
if not
correct.
for us, for them, so that they can have a world where the dream could be recognized.
Yes.
Where the dream could be recognized. Would it happen in my lifetime? I pray that it does.
Yes.
People always told me that we'll never see a black president of this country. Well, God's blessed me to be able to see that. Now I just pray that He'll allow me to see other pages being turned and ripped off, other layers of the onion being ripped off and thrown away, so that we can stop crying.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So, what we need to do? The election is coming up. The early voting has already started.
That's correct. We're in the second week of early voting. We have one more week of early voting through October 30th. And then we have November 3rd. It is here, y'all.
The big day. The big day. That's the big day.
Practically here.
And so hopefully my prayer is we wake up November the 4th. And you can make that announcement. I want you to come here and make that announcement. I want you to come here. I want you to come right here, sit in that seat right there, and tell everybody, thank you. We did it. We did it. And together we can, and together we will.
Yes.
And keep the mindset, y'all. If y'all don't mind doing this for me, keep the mindset that we're behind in the numbers. And it's very important. If we now, just like when you're looking at a football or basketball game, when your team is behind, you do what you got to do. You rally, you cheer them on.
Yeah.
But see, the way that you're gonna cheer this team on is to go out there and vote. You how you have that anxiety in your body. You want your team to come back. You want your team to win. You want to have the bragging rights that your team has won. Like my Pittsburgh Steelers 5-0, but that's we ain't gonna talk about that. But my thing is, you want your team to win. You want to do everything you can do to. You can't step into that TV or onto that field to allow your team to help and for yourself to help or assist your team. But you can in this right here. All you have to do is go out there and cast your vote. Cast your vote. Now, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I will tell you this. The young lady the person that's running for Gwinnett County District Attorney is sitting in the seat beside me to my left. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I will tell you who I'm voting for. And if you look to my left, it depends on how the screen is set up. It might be your right. But I'm going to tell you, let me say it like this. The person that's sitting beside me is the one that I'm voting for.
Thank you so much for your support.
Absolutely. Go ahead. It's on you. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just looking at what we're looking at as a county and the work that has to be done. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And women work hard.
Yes, y'all, Lord Jesus.
I will be the first woman in this position. I will be the first African American to hold this position. And I will work hard for the people. Because I think what was being said earlier about Trump being the king, this is the same kind of dynamics that we have right now in this county. The person that holds the seat right now has been in it for 28 years.
Too long.
And it's like, how dare you run against me? That's the kind of climate that we're in. The good old boys are still trying to hang on. And it's not about that. It's about this entire community. Yeah. I've met with the Chinese community, the Korean community, Hispanic community since I've been on this campaign trail. And we are a very diverse community. And I just believe and have hope in Gwinnett County that we will be the county that will show how a diverse community gets it right. We have so many different services and all for people in this county that has to be put forward where people know where to go for help. And we have a lot of incentive in this community to work together to get it done. And we got to rescue our children. At this point, we have to rescue them. And I have 2 grandchildren that live in this county. And like Raheem said earlier, we have to do it for them. We have to do it for them. And there's no excuses. Our generation, sometimes I feel like we have sat back too long because other people before us sacrificed. And we kind of sat back on it. And now we have to rise up and just understand we have a lot of work to do.
Exactly, exactly. And we got to do like Minister Neil said, get up off our blessed assured and go out
Yes.
there and vote. Got to go out there and vote. Get up off of it.
Yes.
And young lady was just asking, who are you? Tell everybody who you are again, so they know. And I
Okay.
typed it in the box here, but introduce yourself again, just so
Okay.
people could. Yeah.
Yes, I am Patsy Austin Gatson,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm running to be the next district attorney of Gwinnett County. The voting is taking place right now. People are sending in absentee ballots. They're showing up at the polls.
Mm-hmm.
The first day was off the chain.
Yes,
People
it
were
was.
lined up at all of the polling
Mm-hmm.
areas, and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to keep it happening.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And ask yourself this question: did I vote? Did I vote? And if for whatever reason your answer is no, you have something to do. You got something that you need to do. You have something you need to get up off of you. I'm gonna say it again, blessed assured. Go down there, stand in the line, do whatever you need to do. I mean, come on, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. If there was a sporting event or if you're a nightclub or whatever, you will stand in the line all an hour or whatever to get in there to go be a part of the Braves playing or whoever your team of choice is. If they're playing, if you had a ticket to go to that game, you ain't gonna worry about how long the line is. You're gonna stand in that line until you get to the front of that line. You're gonna give them your ticket and you're gonna go in and enjoy the game. This is the same thing. Stand in the line, go in there and punch your ticket and cast your vote. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
You know, my point, everybody should be voting if you're an American.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan on American politics and democracy, and I believe this is a citizen's civic responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not something, it shouldn't be such an opinionated type of thing. If you want things from government, you should participate.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any concern whatsoever about your community or what have you, you should be voting. This is democracy. This is what it's about. I keep saying democracy because people don't really understand how it works. It's participative. If you do not participate, guess who will participate? And this is how they oppress you.
Yeah.
See, that's the first contract we have to realize. We already got a contract. It's called democracy. It works a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand that this is the way that you do it. If you show up and vote, it's a majority wins thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you have to show up just that powerful. This is what they've always been afraid of. So this is how you go out. This is what makes them nervous. Not you being a rapper or not you threatening. Not if you don't vote, they don't want you to vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why they're trying to suppress it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So go vote in large numbers. Georgia, y'all did the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope y'all keep doing it. Just like Miss Patsy saying, who's running.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't over till the last vote is counted.
Yes.
So make sure you get out early. Man, my family went and voted. Like I like my man Earthquake. I overheard him say, take 3 more people to the poll.
Mm-hmm.
That probably never would have went.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, be a pain in the butt.
Yes. Yes.
Take them to the polls so they exercise their right to vote.
678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Say it again for the people that did not have a pen. 678-381-1973. Our topic of discussion today is, was Ice Cube right or was he wrong for meeting with the Trump team? Was he right or was he wrong? Was his intentions good? Did it get twisted in the shuffle somewhere? Did they do the old hokey doke on him and switch it up on him all of a sudden? Somebody just called and they hung up. Well, hopefully they'll call back in just a second. But what do you think, Pastor? What do you think? Did they get him down there and play an old switch card on him?
It looks that way.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely looks that way. We're looking at some of our well-known officials and names, and we need to be careful.
Yeah.
We need to be very careful because we don't want them to use us against us. That's the key. We don't want to be used against one another. Because, voting for Trump at this point, I heard someone talking about what has Biden ever done for the Black community
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. I think right now we got to get 45 out.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, just hold the people that we elect accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, our vote is not taken for granted. If we reach back and tell them, look, you're not doing what you were sent there to do,
Mm-hmm.
and hold their feet to the fire.
Exactly. And my thing is this right here. And I heard somebody else say this about a week ago. If you don't vote, if you for whatever reason decide that you don't want to vote or that you're not going down there and you're going to vote, you just voted for Trump.
Yes.
If you do not vote, you just voted for Trump. And so, you know, your vote is going to be counted one way or another. Your vote is going to be counted one way or another. Good morning, Curtis. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what up, bro? What's going on?
Hey, doing good.
How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good this morning. We're talking about Ice Cube situation, and we blessed, man, that this what Leonard think it was scripted, but it wasn't scripted. We have in the studio today Miss Patsy Austin Gaston, and she's actually running for the district attorney for the let me make sure I get district attorney for Gwinnett County, and she's blessed us to be here today. So, and we're talking about this whole Trump situation. So, Kurt, was Ice Cube, was he right? Was he wrong? Did he just get did he get bamboozled once he got down there? What's going on with Cube?
Man, Cube got bamboozled. You know it, I know it, and the whole rest of the world know it.
Mm-hmm.
He just got bamboozled, man. Like, ain't no other way to put that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can be nice about it. He got led astray, run him up. Plymouth Rock did not land. He did not land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on him hard. Man, that was an ambush from the time that they got him on the phone.
Now, let me ask you
that
this:
was an ambush from the time they got him on the phone.
Do you think his intentions was good?
I believe he had nothing but admirable intentions.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did something that black folk have been doing for years. I think he made an uninformed decision. I think he did not have all of the proper, whoever in his corner did not feed.
Oh man, just okay. I ain't mean to do that. I was trying to call another brother in.
It's about certain things. You got to answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I think he had. I think his corner was an amen corner.
Mm.
He came up with this idea, and on the surface, for those that really don't pay attention, his ideas were solid. Like, okay, yeah, we can see that. Yeah, we need to put that in.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody said, hey, Q, hey, bro, you know, I noticed your contract, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, bro, have you looked and see if any other entities have already done this?
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Roland Martin interview with Q, and Roland Martin basically told him, hey, look, Q, I don't disagree with what you did, but, brother, did you take the time to look and see if this stuff had been done?
Mm-hmm.
Because he was saying, you know, he did it because, you know, these are the things that wasn't being done and this, that, and the third. And Roland brought him around and said, hold on, man. I need you to understand this party, what you're asking for in your contract with Black America, the Black Lives Matter campaign already put that in to the Congress. The Congress already done approved it. It's sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to another aspect of what he was asking for, and he said, hold on, Q. He said, brother, the Black Caucus already put this in. It's already been voted on by the House, but Mitch McConnell, but the House is waiting approval for Mitch McConnell to put it up for a vote in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So there was things that Cube asked for that realistically is good askings and things that we should already have. But what he didn't have was somebody to tell him, okay, Q, that's already been asked for. So instead of you asking for that, why don't we do a national push to make them then pick that up off the table?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And bring it to fruition. Let's back it already. So, you know, it's been a ploy for years. You know, the difference in, I mean, I almost hate to say this. I don't even want to say the difference in black and white. I'm gonna say the difference in the exploiter and the exploited, because white folks are exploited too. The difference is this, man. As far as a race, we're gonna have to learn how to sit down across the table and say, okay, you got this, I have that. Let me back that, and you back this. As opposed to recreating the wheel in so many terms. You know what I mean? He's basically going to recreate the wheel.
So basically, what I'm hearing you say, Kurt, basically what I'm hearing you say is Ice Cube either Ice Cube or his team did not do their homework to find out that what all the stuff that he's trying to present has already been presented. He didn't do his homework. So
yeah, they did not do their homework, brother. They did not do their homework.
Now, I like to deal with all sides of the coin. So let me ask this question, and let them come to you with this question. Do you think there was some economic values, some economic things tied into what he did? Because it's real to me. It's kind of odd, the timing of it all. You know, I look at the timing. I look at and people always say you follow the money, you're gonna find out what's going on. Anyway, you follow the money. We'll talk about that part later. But what about the timing of it all? Right before the election, right before the voting. Leonard,
did you ask me? Oh, okay. Well, I think that the majority of it has to do with the fact that this contract with Black America is significant. It's so significant, as Kurt was pointing out, that many of these things have been fought for as pieces of legislation. You can't enforce the contract, but you can enforce legislation through the process. Now, if like I said, and I'm not sure why Ice Cube was carrying this suitcase. You know, I'm gonna call it the suitcase. Okay. I'm not sure how Ice Cube got his hands on this nuclear suitcase. I know he didn't write it. I know he didn't make it up. But carrying.
Hold on. How are you gonna say you know he didn't write it? Now that sounds like some kind of a diss,
because the official contract with Black America, there is another guy who really orchestrated this contract, I believe. Now I don't have a problem with Ice Cube, but Ice Cube should have studied this before he took that suitcase up there. Because when quizzed about it, he came across as if he just threw something out there because he was Ice Cube, and that's why it's getting attention. And so now you don't play Joe Brand. I think Ice Cube dropped this one in their lap. I don't think they called him. See, they working with Kanye. They working with other people. 50 Cent just never cared. I knew he would be a Republican anyway. A lot of these guys that are coming out, Charlemagne has come around. I don't shout out to the Breakfast Club. Be careful, you on the borderline. You really on the borderline.
Yeah.
Play right or you won't be here.
Exactly.
Because even they must understand. Charlemagne, get it together. The conversation is great, but now when you got to be this big, you have to realize what you're saying. People gonna come back and they're gonna challenge you on that. Your conversation is public.
Yeah, it is.
You have to realize your conversation is public, and we need a united front to win. The contract with Black America is a 22-page document full of excellent things that the House of Representatives and lots of different congressional Black caucus leaders always propose these things. You want to talk about redlining and gerrymandering? Guess what? They've been fighting this since Jesse Jackson. You're not going to come and snap your fingers and change it.
Yeah.
That's not how it'll work. But I don't think this is a malicious intent by Cube. I just think Cube is taking the opportunity to do what a lot of young black people think
What up, man?
is the right way to do things. And they're frustrated with them not being done. So now they're just going to go.
Mute your line, Kurt. Mute your line, Kurt.
Now they're going to go at it the best way possible. And we talked about that last night about courage. There are a lot of people with the courage to risk their lives. And we've been working on reparations bills and things of that nature. And this one does not even address, is this a reparations bill?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Reparations is how the government is going to repair what they did to black people. It must be a government program that provides for various things. But this particular plan itself does not take into consideration that the federal government does not control all law. You got state governments.
Yeah.
You can only force the federal government to impact education from the point of funding. If the federal government say just to, like this government is trying to do, really not fund public schools, what makes you think they're going to fund your program?
That's true. That's true.
This is the type of thing you do when you know that the next step is you attacking someone. You understand what I'm saying? This is a list of demands, but a list of demands without an ability to enforce or respond is almost useless. It's almost useless.
Let me do this. We got a couple of calls on the phone. I don't want to touch the callers as well. Bishop, good morning, Bishop. How you doing this morning, sir?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning. Good morning to you. We're actually got two things going on right now. We're actually talking about, the topic was Ice Cube, was he right? Was he wrong in meeting with the Trump team? What was his motivation? And I need you to say good morning. We have in the studio with us this morning. Miss Patsy Austin Gatson. You remember her from the town hall?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So say good morning to her.
Yes, good to hear.
Yes, sir. So what do you think about Ice Cube?
I don't think Ice Cube intent was wrong, and I didn't have a problem with him meeting with the president. That was his decision. Most people oftentimes say, if I was him, I would, you would have did just what he did. He had the opportunity to go in and speak and to try to get his program over. It's not his fault that the president took it the way he wanted to take it, edited and tried to present it as though this came from Ice Cube. So, people do what they do. I find that people lie all the time. It's just when they wake up, they want to lie. Him particularly, if he opened his mouth, a lot coming out just about. So,
you're talking about your president. You're talking about your president when you say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to be clear to the listeners.
Last night's subject was talking about being courageous. I just heard another talk about it. I tried to call in last night to the show. For some reason, I was having some difficulties trying to get in.
Okay.
So I did what old folks do. I just went on the bed. But anyway. Hey, real, I ain't 25 no more. I'm gonna triple this, bro.
Lord, my Jesus. Okay.
But
I'm not gonna tell you what you did, man. I'm not gonna tell you on air what you did, but it was an operator error. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Unless you want me to let you know that. Want me to let you know what you did?
What I did? Tell me what I did. You
dialed my cell phone, brother. It must be an age thing because you dialed the wrong number, brother. You dialed my cell phone, and I said, man, I sent you a message back saying we're broadcasting right now. You dialed the wrong number.
Hey, you know what? I probably took my glasses off then.
Okay.
I think you could do without the glasses.
Okay, we understand.
I'm putting it all on me. I done called you twice. I ain't see no text message when you talking about, hey man, you calling my cell phone.
Okay. Look at your phone. See that? Again, operator error, brother. It's okay though. It's okay. when you get to be a certain, when you get
You and I
so,
were discussing
youngness set in sometime. Hey, let me do this, bitch. We got another call.
We're gonna discuss this after we get off the air.
I
I
know.
want you to call me immediately.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm gonna have my switch.
I got you.
No, I want you to go get this.
Lord, my G.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Leonard, hey, Bishop, what's going on, brother? I talked to baby boy yesterday. Thanks a million, Bishop.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, Kurt. Hold on 1 second, Kurt. I got another call. Let me get your call. I'll come right back to you. 678 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, my name is Annette Davis Jackson, and I'm a candidate for U.S. Senate, and I care about the community.
Okay.
We need to do more with the Gwinnett community. You know, it's amazing what happens when people are displaced out of their homes, and the lawyers that go into the courts, they don't even own their houses. Man, I am on fire this morning. And hello, good morning.
Good morning, sis. Good morning. Give me your name one more time. I'm sorry.
Annette Davis Jackson.
Annette
I'm on the ballot for United States Senate.
Absolutely. And congratulations. We already claimed it. Say good morning to Miss Gatson. Miss Gatson is here with us as well. She's actually running for office here in Gwinnett County.
Well, you know what? Good morning to the candidate who's running in Gwinnett County. Hey, much success. Much success. It's about the people. It's not about anything else but the people, doing for the people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now let me ask you a question. Why I have you here?
And the people.
No. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought. I'll come right back to my question.
No, I'm saying the people are the power. What don't they know about it? The only reason that people run for office, hopefully, they're supposed to be mobilizing the people. And I'm asking all the people in Gwinnett to rise up today that they're the power.
Yeah, exactly. Now let me ask you a question. What do you think about the whole situation surrounding Ice Cube and him meeting with Trump, with the Trump team? Now he didn't meet with Trump.
I love it. I love it. See, let me tell you this, right? We're all free, right? We live in a free country, right? Why does Black America want to denounce Ice Cube or talk about Ice Cube? Because he is, he's finally, his eyes are open, and he wants to, look at what Trump is doing, and what Trump is doing for the Black community. Why does everybody frown on that? Let's juxtapose. I'm an English major from Spelman College. And let me tell you, I'll tell you this. I've been in Georgia for 37 plus years, right? We always vote a certain way, but guess what? None of the Black communities have ever been built up. So why are we mad about Ice Cube going with Trump? And we have no economic development within Gwinnett, South Gwinnett, where the majority of Black people live. There's no high rises. Come on now. We have to really evaluate what is happening economically to build the base. All right. Do we want just Black men and women just to sit at the table or just to be present without their intellectual property of their mind and their brain that has contributed to the fabric of America? Come on, you got to be kidding me.
So am I hearing you say that? And I don't like putting any words in anybody's mouth, but I like to get the clarity that I need. Am I hearing you say that the Democratic Party is really not doing anything to advance the Black people? And they're pretty much taking us for granted that we're going to vote that way regardless? Know what? Absolutely right. Look at the last 40 years. I'm a product of Spelman College.
West End has not been built up at all, right? And you wonder why. How did that happen when the greatest of minds come from Spelman and Morehouse and ITC and Morris Brown, and all that? No, everybody's looking to figure out how they need to amass land in there. But it hasn't been built up. And you look at it, when we vote for people and they're like, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Nothing's been built up. So you know what? It's all a lie. And then when you go historically back and you look at post-Reconstruction Georgia, there's a statute on the Georgia State Capitol. A gentleman who was a sculptor out of Los Angeles, California, did a sculpture. You probably can't see it now because they got it bulwarked off the Capitol. But that's when 33 African-American Republicans were removed from the General Assembly because they were stalwarts of lawyers, doctors, amazingly brilliant men and women, right? Black America started the Republican Party. So we have to look at our history, and then we have to see who is producing and who is not.
Okay, but sister, let me ask you this question.
And the Democratic Party is not producing.
Okay,
it's not producing
let me
in
ask,
our area.
hold on, let me ask you this question. And my thing is, I want to say this to you. I want to say this to you, Ms. Jackson. The conversation that we have open and honest conversation, open and honest dialogue.
Yes.
And we open the floor. We open the floor for everybody to call in and tell their perspective and their life experiences. And that's what you're doing right now. So we definitely respect that. But at the same time, you know, we have to, if we're going to have the conversation, we're going to have the dialogue. You may experience some things, also some part of the conversation that may not agree with what you're saying. And so I just wanted to preface it by saying that right there, because
you know what, and let me tell you, I'm okay with that, because let me tell you, I grew up in Los Angeles, California, right? I took the first picture of Oprah, you know, because I was worked for American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. So I understand. It's okay if somebody doesn't agree with me, but let's look at the economic facts of Black America. Let's look at it. The way that Black Americans amassed their wealth, because they said, look, I don't have to ask permission for anybody for my wealth, for my expertise. I'm going to go and get it myself. But when you look at the political structure in Georgia, California, whatever, let's take Georgia, all right? We have voted for the Vernon Joneses, the Viola Davis, and the list goes on of African Americans in this General Assembly. Why is it that Georgia is a non-judicial state, right, versus a judicial state? That's the reason that all those lawyers can go into court and take all those homes away from Black America, right? Because they don't know the system. The bottom line, the United States of America went bankrupt in 1933. What did they do? They put our mortgages in place, securitized them. The banks and Wall Street makes money off of them. So it's a scheme. If you watch the movie The Big Short, it's going to tell you what is happening within Black America. But guess what? The Black America elite who gets elected to public office, they know nothing about this, because guess what? They care about their political capital.
Let me ask you this.
I don't consider myself a Black American elite because I'm running for office. What I'm looking at is what we are doing to change what we're up against. And it has not been easy. And I think if we start just sectioning ourselves off and saying now, well, the Republicans got us out of slavery, then they're the good party. I would say no to that. We got to stay unified to make our voices heard. And right now, our best hope is the Democratic Party. And I'm a proud Democrat. I will say that. I've always voted Democratic. And I have seen change in our country. Things have happened that is good, but we still have a lot of work left to do. And I'm not an elitist. I'm the youngest of 6 children. I'm the first college graduate in my family. And I have to pull people forward. And I believe that that's what we have to do. We used to say each one teach one.
Yes.
But we got to reach back and pull people forward. I agree with you that we don't need politicians that are just sitting on their rumps and having the title. We got to work, and we got to hold our electeds accountable. It has to happen.
Let me ask you a question.
About it, let me tell you, sis, I love you. And let me tell you, I love you. I mean, I love you for running for public office. But let's where the rubber meets the road. You look at all the Black areas throughout the state of Georgia, not built up at all. Go down Auburn Avenue, right, and look at all the homeless population. See, I can no longer just put a blind eye to that.
Sister Jackson, let me say this. Hold on. Sister Jackson, hold on one second.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you a question. And these situations has been there for a long time. And I'm coming to you, Kurt. These situations has been there for a long time. And I think you're putting the ownership of it strictly on the Democratic Party, where there was a lot of Republicans that was in office during the same time.
No. I'm not. See, this is what you don't understand. I'm not.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, right, the Black community, let's go facts, okay? The Black community votes 99% Democrat, okay? Right? When you look at the upliftment of Black communities, why shouldn't we have high rises in our Black community? Gucci stores, Ferragamo's, Mercedes-Benz, because we drive all that. Let me tell you, for 7 years, I sat on the board of the Greenhaven Business Alliance, not for 7 years, for 2 years. All right. The Greenhaven Business Alliance has been trying to, in unincorporated South DeKalb, to develop them a city. Guess who stopped it? The Black leadership of the General Assembly for the state of Georgia. We tried to go around it, try to get others to sponsor it. They went to governmental affairs and said, hey, no, we got to be in part of it. Why? Because that was the last vestige of corrupt DeKalb County. Okay, I helped uncover corruption in the DeKalb County School District. Okay, they were siphoning money through construction. Crawford Lewis has yet to go to jail. And all of our kids were in kindergarten going to the only performing arts school in DeKalb. I'm not putting the onus, I'm putting the onus on the leadership, right? That the Democratic Party has put in leadership 99% of the times in the Black communities, and they fail to produce economic development. You can't blame that on the Republican Party, but because the majority
there's also Republicans
of the voters.
Sister, there's also Republicans that are sitting in the exact same seats that did nothing. You know, I mean, and when I say you're putting onus on the Democratic Party, you're holding them to a higher regard, but yet still you say that the Republican Party. Listen to me, sister. Hold on, sister. Sister, listen to me.
What I'm saying is the people voted for them.
Sister Jackson. Sister Jackson.
Voted for them.
Sister Jackson, you're not listening to me. Sister Jackson. Sister Jackson. Sister Jackson, you're not listening to me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My thing is this right here. What I'm saying to you is this. There has been Republican, you say that the Republican Party was started by Black individuals and all these things, but what has the Republican Party do to help the Black community with those same issues that you're addressing right now? So we can talk about the Democratic Party, but I like to deal with both sides of the coin. Let's also talk about the Republican Party. What have they done?
Okay. But the thing about it, let me tell you, President Trump just put an executive order in. All right, so this is deep, right? What he did was he assembled the United States Attorney General, the Inspector General, the United States Justice Department, right? And they came together off of fraud, right? And so what he saw was that there was fraud in the state of Georgia and all around the country regarding the foreclosure issue. See, this is really big. That's why we have a lot of homeless people, right? Due to the foreclosure issue, all right? When you want to talk about what Republicans do, it had to happen on the national level to trickle down to the state level to say that these attorneys who are going into the magistrate courts and considering owners as tenants, look, they never had a tenant relationship, but the courts are signing off on that. Juxtaposed to Abraham Lincoln, when he wrote his Emancipation Proclamation, he thought he could go to the courts, who were his friends, everything, but he realized that he could not do that, but he couldn't protect the South and free the slaves at the same time. Juxtaposed back, the reason that we have the highest foreclosure issue right now in the state of Georgia is because the state of Georgia is letting this happen, and no elected officials are talking about it because it means they're intellectual capital. So that's what we have to deal with Georgia being a non-judicial state. What the Republicans did, they governed well because they build their communities, right? They build their communities. Whether it's education, healthcare, all across the board. Now, is there room for improvement? There's room for improvement all the way around the board. That's why I ran for United States Senate.
Okay, but sister, when you say that, when you say that, there's room for improvement. You say that, but isn't there also room for improvement in the Democratic Party as well? I mean, we can't. I like to deal with both sides of the coin.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm answering that question. Absolutely, but let me tell you this. I've been here for 40 years, okay? 40 years, okay? And I've looked at the people have chose the Democratic Party. The majority of Black Americans have chose the Democratic Party as who they choose, okay? To do things for them, to make decisions for them. And when I look at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, I say, wow. When I go to the churches and I deliver food on the corner of Central Avenue and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, I say, wow. When I come off the embankment of the highway on Auburn Avenue and I see 10 communities and I go to deliver them water and mosquito spray, when I go down Auburn Avenue and I see the Reverend Warnock's church is not even open, they don't feed, they don't do anything, and I look at the National Park Service site that is not even open, dirty, everything. You know, the homeless, they sit out by the door. No, we need to do something about that. And then I see my Vietnamese community pastor who goes out Sunday and Monday to feed, give them the gospel. Something is wrong. Then I see the Black pastors who come on Sunday too to feed chili, all right, in front of City Hall, where all the homeless are sleeping in front of the state patrol. Something is wrong, and guess what? Democratic Party, a lot of people they're not there. There are private churches who come to feed the homeless. I'm saying, hey, we all got to do something about that. I'm not even calling anybody's kettle black. I'm saying we have to do something about that.
Okay. Let me go to a couple of people on the phone line. They want to say something. I want to come to Leonard as well. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, first, she threw so much out there. And sister, I have to say this. I admire you. And I am a staunch Democrat. I have been watching politics since I was 7 years old. I am a product of Reaganomics. That did not work in no way, shape, form, or fashion. The only thing it helped was it helped big business. Reaganomics did nothing for the African American community. Now, your premise that the Republican Party was started by Black folks is absolutely 150% correct. It is unequivocal that used to be our party. The thing that always gets me is when I hear folk talk about the Republican Party being the Black Party without ever mentioning the Southern strategy. That's number one. Number two, I don't particularly care who is in charge. That is a cop-out. That's an easy way to push blame on a given party without having to take responsibility as a whole. And as long as we cannot do that, we will never get it right. Because for one, although you have Democratic mayors, you may have Democratic governors, if you look at those states, their ruling bodies, meaning the other two branches of government, the legislature and the judiciary, is largely Republican-held seats. So now, what does that mean? To me, just a regular street guy, the mayor and the governor, realistically, is waiting for bills to come. We're experiencing that right now. There's 270 plus bills that's sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk because the Republican Party has the Senate. So whatever is passed in the House, guess what? Okay, so what y'all passed? If we don't throw it up for a vote in the Senate, it never gets to the president's desk. Now, with Trump signing all these executive orders, as a Republican, I really wish that the Republican Party would really look into the orders for which he signed, because those orders he signed do not realistically benefit the people. They benefit him. You guys have a so-called Republican, and you're touting him as your man, and he's not a Republican. He's not even a Democrat. That's just a part of it. The other thing is, I love it when people tout that the Democratic Party has done nothing for the African American community. I love it because they state an inconvenient truth. which is the Democratic Party has failed to tell people what they're doing in fear that they will not win the majority vote. So the Democratic Party is caught up on trying to appease everyone. I noticed that the young lady said something about economics. Well, you left out, honestly, sister, you left out a very crucial part given in my career field. If you're going to speak economics, you need to speak social and economics. They go together. And when you deny a people the basic social structure to move ahead, I am reminded of something Dr. King said years ago. He said that a guy told him, a prison warden told him, instead of you teaching your people to march and to march for civil rights, why don't you teach them how to pull themselves up out of their bootstraps? Dr. King said he looked at the man and said, well, you know, that's a good idea. So that's a really good idea if my people had boots to put on. So why do I say this? Please accept the fact. Please accept the fact. Please accept this fact. When Lyndon Baines Johnson signed the 1964-65 Civil Rights Act, there was the Voters' Rights Act, my bad, the 1964-65 Voters' Rights Act. There was a jump that left ship. It was people like Strom Thurmond, I want to say Huey Long, and there's three others that jumped ship. They were considered Dixiecrats, or they were considered members of the Southern Strategy. Okay, if you don't believe what I'm saying, sister, then you really need to read the Carter Commission that tells you exactly what the plan was and what the problem in America is and will be if it's not addressed. Now, I noticed that you brought up these neighborhoods, but you didn't mention nothing about redlining. You didn't mention nothing about the disenfranchisement of Black businesses to gain wealth or to gain access to wealth. I noticed that you didn't mention anything about the opportunity zones that was thrown out there, that Trump has thrown out there repeatedly. But all at the same time, when you really look at who was able to take advantage or gain access to the opportunity zones, it was wealthy developers. It was not the people in the communities, which is why a lot of your local Democratic black leaders in the city of Baltimore has not allowed for these wealthy developers to come in. They no longer allowing it because these wealthy developers was coming in and it was changing the whole paradigm. So people who was of the community had to go and be in another community. Why? Because they couldn't afford to be in that community to start. But I get what you're saying. What you're saying is it's making really good sense. I'm just saying, sister, don't speak in turn, or try not to speak. I ain't gonna say don't speak. You got the right to say what you want to say. But try not to speak from the paradigm that says, oh, it's these folk fault. Because you gotta remember, no legislation is passed without a majority of vote. So if the Republicans say, look, we're not showing up for that vote, we're not gonna cast a vote. Or if the Republicans who are leading, you know, like you said that at one point in Georgia, just as well as in South Carolina, 2/3 of the state body was Black after during Reconstruction. That was a part of the agreement. That was a part of the agreement. But what you didn't speak on was the compromise of 1873. When Lincoln pulled all the Union troops up out of the southern districts, and then these white militias came in and just terrorized people and took their land and made people sign their deeds over to land that was given to them as a result of slavery. What you didn't speak about is, and I'm
wrap it up for me, Curtis.
I know you got some other people coming. What you didn't speak of which hurts me, what you didn't speak of is how the compromises that were made, everybody got reparations except our community. We still have not received any kind of reparations. Everybody got it, including, I'm going to end with this, including the slaveholder. He got reparations, sir.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
Well, hey, brother, let me tell you, first of all, what I want to say is I love you, because let me tell you, I love this dialogue. I wish that I could meet you personally, and guess what? Hey, let's go to town. Let's go to town on this. But I didn't want to monopolize.
We'll set it up right here.
I didn't want to monopolize the conversation. And there's so much more that I could say, but let me give you a scenario, okay? And I want you to see that I am pure, right? My father passed away about 2 years ago in California. He was in real estate, right? A Black gentleman who was a straw buyer went into the tax assessor's office of Los Angeles County, paid our taxes $7,500 for a 3-unit building that my father owned for 49 years, right? Then he went to the tenants and said, I am the new owner. This gentleman was 75 years old. He lauded himself as my father. My father, his name was Gerald Davis, right? His name was Gerald Davis, Gerold. So he did that. But guess what? When he paid them taxes in the tax assessor's office in Los Angeles, California, the same day he got a $140,000 loan, which from a Jewish guy, okay? Ron Prostein. He got that loan, right? Had not a friend of mine who was an attorney in California sent me the information in Georgia, of which I do this work free of charge, helping homeowners, all right, who experience foreclosure that they didn't even really do foreclosure. But let me tell you this. So when that happened, I went down to the title company because a friend of mine from high school, I went to Fairfax High School in California, told me, oh, Republicans in Georgia. Let me tell you, I stopped that. They reconveyed the property to me. Let me tell you, don't put me as in your box, right? Because I'm saving people's homes, right? And it happened to my late father. They signed his name and he was dead, right? So there's so much going on. This is my message, okay? As I'm on the ballot for the United States Senate in Georgia, that there's so many things going on to steal property, and we have to be abreast of that, right? This is what I'm trying to help, because land is very essential. Did they convey that 3-unit property that my father, owned for 49 years? Yes, they did, because I forced them to, because I knew the information, because I knew how to do it, and they knew that they were wrong. But here's the thing. The gentleman, Ron Prostein, who lent the Black man, who's 75 years old, he was a straw man. He was a straw man, okay? Lent him $140,000. He had title insurance on my father's property. How does a guy who lends money to somebody else get title insurance? Do you know the title insurance paid him $150,000 because they conveyed the property back to me, his heirs? So let me get to this. I'm not just that run-of-the-mill woman who graduated from public college. I am very cognizant, and I'm for people. So that's what you have to understand. And I experienced that with my father's properties. So I had to protect all of those, because let me tell you, there's sharks out there. So what I want to say is, I'm not going to go black or white. I'm going to talk about protection, because one thing about the United States Senate, it produces landmark legislation to protect the people. So anybody who's not protecting the people, because the people are the power. You know, the United States went bankrupt in 1933. It gave the power to the people. But here's the thing. The people are not in debt to the United States of America. The United States of America is in debt to them, right? Did I secure my father's property back? Yes. It was through documentation. And so a lot of times we want to talk, but we don't want to put stuff in writing. And my Caucasian counterparts, who I learned a lot of stuff from, it's about consensus. It's about putting things in writing. So I don't want to talk about anybody's kettle black, but let me tell you, whoever property that I can save across the United States of America, that's what I choose to do. Because a lot of times, let me tell you, the banks, they don't even own the property. You know what? They just bully. And I helped write the bullying law for education in the state of Georgia, the key components. But you have to be in it to win it. All right?
Good
so
deal.
I'm not against each other, brother. I respect you. I respect this programming. But I have a lot more to give as to how do we protect, and how do we protect as an American citizen? Because let me tell you this, people will take your stuff. Just like all of Georgia is really Indian land. Okay, let's talk. But let me tell you where the Indians failed. The Indians failed because they wanted some of the good.
Okay, so hold on for 1 second. I got a lot of people that's actually on hold right now, and I want to pull them into the conversation as well. But don't hang up. Don't hang up.
Let's bring them in.
Okay, let me go to. Okay,
right.
Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey, how everybody doing, man?
Hey.
I just tuned in, and I guess I'm catching the butt end of some stuff.
But
I hear, from what I understand, we have a Republican candidate on the line, and he I guess everybody else is really trying to understand why she's choosing the Republican Party. I guess that's what the conversation is right now.
Well, she's actually telling some things that happened. We're going pretty historical. We also have in the studio with us, we have Patsy Austin. Can you hear me?
I appreciate it.
Kurt, mute your line, Kurt, mute your line, brother. Okay, good deal. We also have Patsy Austin Gasson. She's actually in studio with us right now. She's running for Gwinnett County District Attorney. She's here with us too. So, and she's Democratic. Yes, absolutely. So we have actually both sides of the coin right now. But the young lady was actually talking about some of the things that she have an issue with the Democratic Party, and she was saying some of the things historically how they didn't do what they were supposed to, how they don't represent the people. And she was saying how the Republican Party was started by blacks, but and I asked the question, what have they done over the last few years? Because she actually pointed out a couple of neighborhoods here in the Atlanta area that's not up to par, if you will. And she said it's based on the Democratic Party not doing what they're supposed to do. But Rico, I like to deal with both sides of the coin. And my point was, those same communities was there when Republicans was in office, and still nothing happened. So Rico, what's on your heart?
Right. Well, first off, man, I want to thank both of especially Pat. I remember she came on my show. I want to thank both of the ladies for running for political office and even making an effort to try to make a difference. And I'm gonna start with this. I don't even want to just keep it narrow to the political scene. And you know me, I always just take it to human thought process, period. And one thing I notice about humans, I don't care if they're on the bottom of the totem pole or at the top of it. We like to pick and choose whatever facts benefit our argument. So we'll use certain facts to justify what we're doing, and we'll ignore others when all of them are there and they all play a part in what's going on. Now, the black people may have started the Republican Party, but we can't keep throwing that fact out there and talking about Abraham Lincoln when we know that these racist Southerners jumped ship and went Republican. Now, we don't know that historically. All we got to look at the map today and know that these Southern people jumped to the Republican Party for a reason. There was a momentum behind that. There was an intention. And it was all behind these same racist white men that wanted to retain their power of the pressure that they could place on the country to maintain their dominance or whatever, their privilege. I don't even want to call it dumb, their privilege. So with that being said, we know that the racists have infiltrated both parties. We have been dealing with these people since we have been over here. They took affirmative action. We ain't got it back yet. So like you said, where the Democratic Party at? If it was on the table and we fought for it, they fought to get it up there all these years, and then all of a sudden they took it down with one vote. It ain't nobody put it back in place yet. So accountability got to be held on both sides. Me, myself, personally, we got to quit using white people arguing points, talking points, because that's what we're doing. And like I said, some people might not want to make it a white and black issue, but it ain't no way in hell a black person ought to be sitting up there speaking about Abraham Lincoln or the black people starting the Republican Party when you see the whole South is littered with Republicans and they don't want to help nobody black or nobody that's a minority.
Wow.
So I mean, you know, we got to get together and look out for what's best for us. Now, I don't have a problem with anybody going to the Republican Party because I feel like we need to infiltrate both of them with our black virus to get some of our issues taken care of. Because like I said, even before IQ came out with this contract with Black America, I've been arguing for years that black people have been getting their issues watered down by other groups. And it's been going on since my existence. I've been watching everything that pertains to us to help us get better, get watered down and taken over by somebody else. And then they surpass us to get more rights. And they're more organized. Now, we can't blame all the politicians. We can't. We can't blame both political parties. We got to blame our unaware, unconcerned, unparticipating community that don't know half of this stuff that that people that choose to be Republican or Democrat know. So now it's one thing to have people picking and choosing facts. Then it's a whole nother thing to have a majority of your community ain't concerned about either one of them.
Hey, you know what, brother? You are so you.
Hold on, sister.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Brother, I just want to tell him he's absolutely right. But let me tell you, look at all the black communities across America and ask yourself, are we doing what we should be doing for our communities? Well, my grandmother, let me tell you, she had 9 children and she birthed a gentleman, Ted Brown. He was a graphic artist. He designed the logo for NASA, all right? But let me tell you, when you went to my grandmother's house, right, her porch was clean, her sidewalk was clean. The Black America's neighborhoods are not clean, all right? So we can talk all this stuff.
Sister, hold on, sister, hold on. Sister, hold on.
Go back to our grandmother.
Sister Jackson.
We need to go back to our grandmothers.
Sister Jackson, you need to listen to me.
Everything.
Sister Jackson. Let me say this to you.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I need you to understand something, and I'm going to go to Leonard as well, but I need you to understand something, sister. The black community is not the only community that's run down. The black community is the only one that has run down houses and stuff like that. So I mean, I understand what you're saying, and some of the things. I'm not
saying that, but I'm talking about sustainability. See, let me tell you. This is one thing I learned from my father in real estate, right? We want to talk all the other stuff, but here's what I care about, right? I care about facade development and curb appeal from a commercial perspective, right? And this is what I've learned. All of our communities, Black America, we taught America, we are the soul of America. We taught families how to birth their children, how to have their children have manners. We're the soul of America. We were the workers of America. And then we want to object to all the other excuses. All I'm saying,
can I ask you a question?
We were the ones who produced.
Sister Jackson, let me ask you a question. Sister Jackson, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a question, and then we'll go to Leonard. I'm going to pull him into this conversation.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. If you go to the hospital, and you go on the cancer ward, and you ask the doctor which one of these people are not going to be here in 2 days, and they show you somebody, and they look fairly healthy, but cancer is actually eating them up. You dress them in a very nice. You dress them in the best of the best. You dress them in the best of the best from head to toe. Everything, the manicure, everything is, the way that they look is perfect. The exterior, even though they look good on the outside, does that not mean they're still gonna die in 2 days? Because the inside is what's destroyed. And so my thing is this right here. it sometimes it's the inside, it's the core that we have to deal with. We have to clean up this thing from the inside out. And so what you're saying, what you're saying to me is this, it don't look right. It looks terrible. It looks this, it looks that. But if you go inside of that house, I'm sure there's a grandma in there that love her family more than anything you ever seen in your life. That's the inside.
No, and let me tell you, I understand that. And let me tell you, I go cook for grandmothers. Okay, so look, because they've done it for their families, right? I go clean. I go do all of that stuff. And what I'm telling you this is Black America has declined to be for Black America. Okay. All right.
So what are you doing personally? What are you doing personally, sister, to help it? What are you doing to help?
I go into communities and I clean communities. When I see the corner of Glenwood and Keller Road, let me tell you, I got my broom and whatever. And let me tell you, when I clean the corner of Glenwood and Keller Road, everybody was honking. Thank you. I go and clean up communities. I go and clean up communities. Wesley Chapel Road, let me tell you, the low budget hotels or whatever, where a good sports bar was that was about to open up, what did I do? Okay, because my specialties are facade development and curb appeal. I went to clean that whole community. The police officers, everybody said, wow, what did happen? They were littering all over the place. I would be in that place at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I would watch people just litter. Pick that up. Okay. Pick that up. And so now people don't litter. So let me tell you, I'm not just a candidate for United States Senate. No, I go in and I do the work because I grew up in a real estate brokerage. My father was in real estate. So I understand what that means. And so we gotta look at all our communities and we gotta figure out, how do we improve our communities?
Well, can I jump in for a second?
Sister Jackson.
Let me finish this one. Let me finish this thing. Because appropriations, right? When they appropriate monies, guess what? They don't appropriate money to the Black communities. Even the Black officials don't appropriate money to the communities. And even if they don't, guess what? It's incumbent upon us to figure out, how do we make communities in their all beauty look good? Okay? Look good. So there's no excuse.
Sister Jackson, I need to pull some more people in. Sister Jackson, I need to pull some more people. Hold on, stay right there. I need to pull some more people to the call. You want to say something, Pastor?
Just quickly, and I'm going to have to run keep this campaign moving. I think it's unfair to try and lump all Black communities in as saying that they're unclean and they're this and they're that. I think that narrative is what the so-called majority population wants to put us in that box. And there are tons of beautiful Black communities in this state of Georgia. So I take issue with that. You know, of course there are issues.
Hey, take an issue. You need
it. Hold on, sister. Jackson, hold on.
I take issue with that because I think that just is going into a narrative that the so-called majority wants to have out there as far as Blacks are concerned. Yes, there are areas and pockets that we need to work on, but I do not accept that proposition that all Black communities are dirty. I take serious issue with that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let me do this. I want to hold on, Sister Jackson. Hold on. I will come back to you, Sister. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but let me do this. We got a few more people on the phone line. After we respect everybody's time, so hold on, sister. I'll come back to you. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
It's amazing. Good morning, Annette. Did Annette hear me?
Annette, can you hear?
Good morning.
Okay.
And see, that's one of the issues. Listening. What people you don't talk to. I heard about what you were doing. What people you talk to. We have larger issues than property ownership. Most of all of your issues relate to property ownership, which they have also used in the past to discriminate. So this notion that you're going to play on their team and then be for us is absolutely ridiculous. Because the majority of people in need don't own property. Because they can't afford property. Why they can't afford property? Because they're increasing prices and things like that, that every plan by the Republicans require. Yes, you want to clean up black neighborhoods, but you know how you want to clean them up? You want to get rid of black faces in them neighborhoods and take those spaces. You're not about the people. The Republican Party is not about the people. The Republican Party supports corporations. So everything that they say is corporation backed to the benefit of corporations who have shareholders that they're responsible to. And those shareholders do not look like us. So let's not get this issue twisted about what people own, this, and another, and argue about what we did as far as it relates to what streets we swept up. I don't want you in front of my house doing nothing because that's my house. And you don't get to come over and tell me how to live in my house. So if I decide to live in my house with dirt piled up in the front of it, that's my right as an American. So to sit here and talk about how dirty black folks are, which really rubbed me the wrong way, because you know I support your efforts as it relates to corruption and the way they handle home foreclosure in the state of Georgia. That's not a partisan issue as much as it is a greed issue. So let's not make it like if we put the Republicans in, everything gonna be all right and everything gonna be all fair, because it's not. The Republicans don't have one bill on the table to assist black people in doing anything unless they jump through the same hoops that they've been forced to jump to every Republican initiative. I don't care how you dress it up. Trickle down economics is what it is. Oh, I vote for you and you give me what you think I need. That's trickle down economics. Everybody supporting Republicans right now support this type of government. You want to clean up the neighborhoods and do. Why is you in somebody else's neighborhood? Were you getting them and helping them clean up their neighborhood? Or was you out there so somebody could take a picture of you cleaning up the neighborhood? See, you're about ownership. You're about ownership of the neighborhood.
Take pictures and cleaning up never. And see, this is what you don't understand.
I would have never brought that up if my intention.
Hold on. I cannot hear both of you. I cannot hear both of you at the same time. I cannot. One got to talk and go to the other.
But the notion, and I hear every black person.
Sister Jackson, I'll come back to you. Let him finish.
Every black person that usually represents the Republican Party, they talk about the bullet points usually put up by the Republicans, which is ignorant because it doesn't appeal. Second, they talk about it from a personal standpoint. They don't talk about it from a we the people standpoint. They're talking about a personal issue in their life that is blocking something that they want to do. They're not talking about helping anyone but themselves. And see, that's why we had your personal narrative. I know what lane you're in. I've expressed this to you personally. Yeah, I love the fact your views on home ownership and the issues related to this particular magistrate issue here in the state of Georgia as it relates to home ownership and illegal foreclosure. But that is what percentage of the issue related to African-American situations. I know it's popular, but the majority of homeless, what about the homeless people who never had homes, who have mental illness, who are veterans, and all these types of things? They're homeless too. So first of all, I like your politics as it relates to folks who already have things. That's great. And surely we believe that there is corruption and would help you fight corruption. But that ain't a party platform. It's not comprehensive enough, and it does not address the needs of the majority. It only addresses at best less than 1% of the issues that face the plight of our brothers and sisters in these particular areas. If you look at every Republican bill right now in the U.S. Congress.
Hold on. I'm going to come to you, sister.
If you look at the majority of all the Republican bills currently right now, they further disenfranchise African Americans. That Republican Party, we were Republicans when we controlled the party. We were Republicans when our vote as Republicans in the Senate, in the House mattered. You don't control the Republican Party. You're not underwriting the Republican Party. White racism and white supremacy underwrites that party. So what makes you think you're going to go in there and make them do anything? You're going to do exactly what they do, and you're going to do exactly what Republicans would do now. You're going to fall in line and do what that master tell you to do. And you're going to bow down and you're going to be on your knees till he tell you to get up. And you're going to think you making a difference, but you're going to be told who your king is, and you're going to go lockstep with the rest of the Republicans.
Hold on, let her respond to you, Leonard. Hold on.
Talking. Wait, sit, brother. This brother who's talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know him. And for him to say, I'm going to cow down to all of this, right? He didn't know I had a great father. And so.
But he's not my father.
About black men. No, he didn't. You know what? He discounted an African-American woman who is prudent, who understands. You know what he did? He just went accusatory like Satan, right? And to me, that's unfair.
Because Satan is guilty.
I forgive him because he doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know the work that I've done. But what he wants to do is, because I have an affiliation as a Republican, running as a Republican, right? To totally discount me, right? I bet you, when was the last time he went down to Woodruff Park, right? So Woodruff Park, and let me tell you,
I used to sit on that corner several days a week.
Okay, so the bottom line is, this gentleman is doing me a disservice. I forgive him because he does not know the work that I do, right? So
I know exactly the work you do.
About it. I'm going to be such a woman about what he's saying because I love the discourse. I'm so glad that he's so upset and that he can put his energy on me as an African-American who went to Spelman College, and historically black college, who came from Los Angeles, California, whose late dad was in real estate. So I understand it. And then I've been here to raise my children. I got a 20 and a 19-year-old. So I understand perfectly well what needs to happen. But what he did was assume, all right? So guess what? This is what I want the black community to stop doing. I want them to stop assuming that a black woman or any other person who's trying to work like them is not on the right trajectory. That's an injustice to me. And that's an injustice to the black community, right? And so that's what I hope.
Okay.
That's what I hope.
Let me do this.
I love the gentleman.
Absolutely.
Everybody who's been on the call. All right.
Let me go. I got to go to my phone lines again. Bishop, you on the phone. Then I'm going to go to Rico.
Go to the phone.
Rico, I'm coming to you next.
I'm still here.
Okay. Bishop is on you. Then Rico, you up next. Bishop, what's on your heart?
Well, I do appreciate the young lady that's coming forth, and she's acknowledging her candidacy for the Senate, and she is a Republican. We don't try to dog Republicans or Democrats. We hear what they have to say. They voice their opinions. We have our objective views or our opinion as it relates. I respect her. I respect her trying to run for office, wanting to run for office. I heard her talk about what she did in DeKalb County. She's running for office in Gwinnett County. She talked about some of the things she's done around Atlanta and or DeKalb County. But then here's the thing. And it's great she did it. I won't discredit her on saying she did or did not. But there's no video footage. There's nothing broadcast that she did it. So it's her work against our opinion. We respect that. I will not denounce what she has done. I will say this. She's talking about her father and what her father did. Great. She talks about the school she went to. Great. It's all wonderful. But your dad is not running for office. You're running for office. You made a statement about the Republican Party, and it was started by blacks. That is not true. The Republican Party was formed by the Whig Party in 1854. Then in 1866, the blacks were allowed to start the party. And they started the African American Party, the Republican Party for the blacks. The Democrats back in that time fought against it. However, the Republican Party was not started by blacks. So when you talk about this information, who started what, then you make sure you got the right information, because you impart that, then people got the wrong perception of what was and how it came to be. The thing about running on a Republican ticket, I'm a Democrat. In time past, I did vote Republican. I voted on the Ronald Reagan administration. He was our commander-in-chief. But I really didn't understand politics at that time. Even though I followed it, I was basing my opinion on Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln did not free the slaves. You go back and look at the Emancipation Proclamation and read it all, you find out what was and how it came to be, exactly in its full perspective. As it relates, we're not trying to attack you. You came to identify yourself as the person running for office. You began to talk about all the wonderful things that you've done. There is no evidence that you did it. You talked about DeKalb County. Are you familiar with Commissioner Gregory Adams? He was a commissioner in DeKalb County. Are you familiar with him? Hello?
Yes. Wait. Yes. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Commissioner Gregory.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Not do I only know about Gregory Adams, but I sat on the board of the juvenile court with Gregory Adams.
You're talking about the
okay.
Judge. I'm talking about the commissioner. I'm talking about the commissioner.
Okay. Yeah. Gregory Adams, he's no longer commissioner.
That's right. He's no longer commissioner. Are you familiar with his fight was? How he fought for the people, and how people turned against him and lied on him to get him out?
Oh, because you know what? Guess what?
You're talking about running on a party, and Leonard made it very clear: you're only one. And then more than likely, once you get in, either you're gonna go against the grain, and if you go against the grain, you're gonna get kicked out. They're gonna come.
No, but see, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, people are coming against me. Wait. No, here's the thing. People are coming against me now, and guess what? You're coming against me, right? So here's the thing. I've been no. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Both of y'all, hold on. Both of y'all, hold on. Both of y'all.
Hold on one second.
Jackson.
I am so used to.
Jackson, you're not listening.
Jackson. Used to
Jackson.
Democrats coming against me, and
Jackson.
I'm good. But you know what?
Jackson, you're not listening to me. Hold on for a second. Jackson, hold on. I want to clear something up. Bishop said at the beginning of what he was saying that you were running in Gwinnett County. I don't think where are you running? Because Patsy's
no, I'm running across the whole state of Georgia. And see, this is where people err.
I want to clear. Hold on, Patsy. Hold on, Jackson. You're not listening to me, sister. I have to do the show a certain way. You need to listen to me. My thing is, I want to clear something up. Patsy is actually running for Gwinnett County. Patsy is actually running here in Gwinnett County, and I don't want people to mix up who is who and get it confused. So I wanted to clarify that. Go ahead, sister. What's on your heart? Rico, coming to you next.
But I never did finish my point.
Okay.
I want to be able to finish my point.
Okay, go ahead.
So before you run to Rico, because she said I came against her, if she listened closely, I was in her corner. I just clarified some information that was given. I asked her, did she know Commissioner Gregory? She said he's no longer in office. I am Gregory Adams, so that you can know. And if you don't go with the grain, you go against the grain, they're going to do what they can to get you out. That's what Leonard was saying when he said you're only one person. So you want to get on the defense mode and defend your argument of who you are and what you want to do. That's not what Leonard did. That's not what I'm doing. We're trying to also educate you, because I have been in the political ring. I have been there. I know when you try to fight for the people, if you're going against what they got going on, because most times when people say they start off, I want to serve the people, I want to represent the people, I want to do this for the people. When you get there and you really represent and work for the people, they're going to do what they can to get you out, meaning they'll lie on you. They'll bring people up to tell a lie on you. They'll do what they can to try to get you caught up. At the end of the day, if your heart is not towards the people and it's just for the position, then you're going for the wrong reason. You talk about the homeless.
Greg!
Talk about Raphael Warnock and what he didn't do, what he doesn't do for the people because he closed his church. COVID is a terrible thing right now. I have fed the homeless. But the problem that exists, we got so many homeless, but we got so many dilapidated or closed buildings, schools that are closed. Why can't we legislate for a school board to open those buildings up for homeless people and make it a shelter for them that they can have a place to live, make them work, get a job, get an education, do what they can? These were some of the things that I was trying to push for as the county commissioner. Because I know the school board has buildings, the county has buildings. What are you going to do other than going out there and feed them a fish? Are you going to teach them how to fish? Are you going to put programs in place that will help those people that are less fortunate find themselves homeless? because you can talk a good talk. We need to know really what is on your agenda, what you're going to do for the folks. But be prepared.
And you know what? It's so funny. It's so funny that
Jackson.
Greg would be on there. And let me tell you, I have seen him and his wife so many times. And let me tell you, his tone against me is wrong, right? Because the only reason that he's not a commissioner, he knows why he's not a commissioner before, and Lorraine Cocker Johnson won against him. He knows why. So let me tell you this. I'm not against you at all. No. It's amazing that he wants to produce, but he had to deal with some ethics stuff, okay, with the other women, all right?
Hold on. First of all, Jackson. Hold on.
Okay,
Bishop, both of y'all stop. Bishop.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Y'all.
No. He wants to go against me.
Jackson, you
And
have
it's not
to.
about
Jackson,
that.
listen to me, Jackson. I run my show a certain way. Bishop, hold on. Hold on. Jackson, hold on.
Okay.
I run my show a
Let me
certain way.
show.
Hold on, Jackson.
Yes.
I run my show a
Okay.
certain way.
Thank you.
And all this interruption that
Yeah.
y'all are doing is not the way I run my show. Okay, so we have to be we have to
Okay.
get we have to get some control
Okay.
of what we're doing
Yeah.
here, and y'all are not doing it right now. Okay, so
Okay.
I
No,
run.
but it's
Listen
not
to
me.
me,
He did it.
Jackson. We're not pointing the finger. We're not doing that. But what we
Okay.
are going to do
All right.
is
Thank you.
allow me to run my show the way I run my show. This is not it.
Thank you. Please
All the
do.
interruption
Please
and stuff
do.
like that.
Please
We're
do.
not having that. Jackson, you're still doing it.
All right.
You're still
Thank you.
doing it.
All right.
Stop. Rico, what's on your heart?
Yeah, man, I'm disappointed. I'm
Mhm.
aggravated. And once again, like I said, I want to applaud the lady for running for the position she's running for. And I also want to, say that as a representative of the people, you have to listen to the people you are representing. If you are listening to the people you are representing, you have to listen to the type of people you are representing. You are in a different place now. Now, if we were listening to you to campaign, this would be awesome for you to give us your resume that you're giving. But right about now, being in your emotions the way you are, being defensive, that it's a scary thought to know that you would be in place and that you would ignore the order of even a conversation. I can understand
Not true.
feeling like, hold on, you see, you just cut me off. You cut me off earlier. So it's an order. Everybody else has held and waited their turn. You know what I'm saying? That's just human logic and respect and courtesy. Now, as a representative, I know black girls rock. That I hear a lot of that. Probably, and you ain't even got to say it, but I know you feel that way. And I'm proud of you, black woman, black sister. Very proud that you take the initiative to go out here on your own and do what you do. And I'm very proud that you had a father to show you the things he showed you out there in LA in a culture totally different than what you see in the South. But you can't speak from your position as a representative anymore. You can't represent yourself and what you grew up in anymore. You got to represent those people that didn't have the daddy out there in California where things were a lot more diverse and they didn't have a daddy to show them what they showed you, ma'am. And I'm calling from Alabama, but if I heard any politician that was supposed to be running to represent me, interrupting me and getting in their feelings and going back and forth like this all the time, that would scare me. I would count that as a loss. If anybody else didn't feel the same way, then I know they like that kind of mess. But it's the respect and the courtesy that has to come with it. Now, I'm not trying to criticize you because I respect my sister. And I respect anybody that makes an effort. And I do feel that we do need to have people infiltrate that Republican Party and turn it upside down like the Dixiecrats did. There are tactics out there we can use, but we have to be organized to do that. The Dixiecrats came over in a concerted effort and did what they did and stole the Republican Party and made it in their favor. One black woman can't go enough with this out there. You need a group of black people across the United States and a concerted effort. Those already in seats and those seeking seats got potentially the qualifications to seek a seat, organize and come with an agenda for black. All this economic stuff, it don't help none. It's like trying to put Usain Bolt try to put somebody in a race with Usain Bolt and they're in a wheelchair. We can't talk economics with 60% of these black people. We can't talk economics with 70% of them. Some of them don't even logically still understand that they need to vote. We need some mental therapy. We need some repairing. And a lot of stuff being discussed right now is flying over the majority of black people here. So I just want to put that out there. You know, I'm just a regular person running around here walking. I'm walking right now. Y'all got jobs to go to and this and that problem. I'm just a community guy. But as a voter, or somebody that's interested in my community, man, I'm disappointed. Just going back and forth. I mean, you're going to have to represent somebody one day. And you got to represent them very respectfully, professionally. So, you know, I hope that you don't take this wrong.
Thank you.
I hope you don't take this wrong. But, you know what I'm saying? I think we learned in kindergarten a long time you're supposed to wait your turn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Thank you. You wait your turn. You do wait your turn, right? So let me tell you, I understand that everybody's heated. But I did wait my turn, right? So let me tell you, when you have a bias of what you believe, you know, you put that out for it. But here's the thing, we're in the kitchen. And I thank the host for getting all of us in the kitchen, but that shouldn't be the litmus test, okay, to what is needed in our community, right? Look, I'm on the ballot for United States Senate. Nobody else on this call is on the ballot for United States Senate. Not that that means anything, but let me tell you, I am willing to open up the doors. Let me tell you, I started when I was a college coach, right, at Spelman College. I went into the DeKalb Alternative School to turn stuff around, created a health and physical education program. So people don't want to look at that. And, you know, so I'm just addressing certain things, right? And now those students say, thank you, Miss Jackson. I'm a mom. So everybody wants to look at the Republican Party of me. That's an affiliation. They don't want to look at, I'm a 7-day Adventist, that I go to church, that I'm a praying mom. You know, they just want to, you know, it is black male against, hey, this woman who's running for U.S. Senate. And guess what? I'm just offering what I know.
Let me say this.
How I've been around.
Okay, but let me say this.
Spelman College.
Jackson.
It doesn't laud anything else. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now my thing is this right here, and this may be off center to what you was talking about or the point that you was making, but I have to say this, and we're gonna go back to the phone line and talk. As a matter of fact, we'll go to our pastor. She's in studio with us here. I've never been a janitor in any building. I've never been a janitor.
Yes.
But I would never walk into a building that has a janitor and disrespect him.
Never would I.
And my point is this. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. My thing is this right here. The status of who you are and what you do, though we're not going to disrespect that, we're going to honor that because it's a great accomplishment. But at the same time, you know, if I became a billionaire tomorrow and I just kept all the money for myself and didn't do anything for anybody else, what good is it? What good is it? What good is it for me to have?
But that's not me. You know what? I'm sorry right now.
Sister, I never said sister.
That's not me.
Sister, you're interrupting me again. My thing is this right here. I never said that it was. I was merely giving you an example of how other people may view and see different things. We have to be real mindful as to how we put things out there, because once you put it out there, it's like taking a feather out on your front porch on a windy day and lifting that feather up into the air and let the wind take it. Or let me see a bag full of feathers, and you just open up the bag and throw them up in the air, and somebody tell you to go retrieve all those feathers. You can't retrieve them all. You can't retrieve them.
No, you're absolutely right. But you have to remember, I'm going against the grain, right? And so everybody has their own onus of what they believe.
The battle is tough, isn't it?
They do.
The battle is tough.
I'm so with you. I'm so with you.
Sister
however,
Jackson, the battle is tough. The battle is tough, isn't it? is a heck of a hill to climb, right? Right.
Okay, no.
Let me ask you.
It's not a heck of a hill to climb because you climb it. You climb. See, let me tell you. Have you ever went up Stone Mountain?
I have several times.
Okay. Have you ever went up Kennesaw Mountain?
No.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? If you don't get anything out of me, you climb it, right? And I'm so glad for you and and what you're doing. That I applaud you, you know, and at the same time, you know, I'm just putting out things for what I see, right? But then everybody has the onus because I'm on that Republican side. However, if they would look deep at me and the great exploits that I've done.
What you're not understanding, sister, and what we're trying to get you to see, and I don't mean to cut you off, but what we're trying to get you to see is not all about you. You bring everything. You bring everything. You bring. About me. No, but you keep. But your conversation keeps leading back. Listen, sister. But your conversation keeps leading back to you. I've done this. I did this.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Sister, I want you to listen to this broadcast. No. Listen, sister. I want you to take an opportunity, if you don't mind doing so, at your leisure, whenever you get an opportunity. And I want you to listen back to this broadcast. And I guarantee you, everything that you said has led back to, in some kind of way, form, or fashion, has led right back to you. And sister, it's not about you. When I spoke to you about that mountain, the mountain is high, but you chose this mountain that you wanted to climb. You selected this mountain. And when you selected this mountain, there's certain things that goes along with it. You selected to be in the Republican Party. You selected to run for Congress. You selected to do all these things. And there was a great responsibility. No. There's a great somebody selected it for you.
Yes.
Somebody told you to do it. Who told you to do it?
No. But here's the thing. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because God has me on this track. Right. So people fail to even understand that. But I understand the fervor of trying to build a better America. This is what I do understand, you know, and
sister,
let me tell you.
Sister, you're not listening to nothing I'm saying to you.
I'm a black woman, and
sister,
because everybody
sister, you're
has
not
their
listening.
own druthers of what they want,
sister,
but
let me tell you
it's
something.
not about me.
You're not listening.
The reason I explain my father, and I'll end here, the reason I explain my father, because I wanted to show that Black Americans are getting their properties taken away. And see, so that wasn't even about me. That wasn't even about me. What I want to show is that there are people that can show the people in Georgia how to not take their properties. So I think that because you guys were on this other onus, you got it all wrong within me. And I needed to correct that. It's not about me. All right.
But your conversation.
I help people get their properties back.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hold on, sister. Hold on. Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me say this: the hour of the indictment that you hear is not against you; it's against the history of the Republican Party. You are responsible.
I got you.
For anything the Democrats did. Any criticism that's coming about the Republican Party is coming from the Strom Thurmond. You wasn't around then. You didn't participate in that. Hopefully, can make a difference. Let me finish. Hopefully, you can make a difference in that party. Hopefully, you see something that needs to be changed within the Republican Party, and you can be that force for change. If you see that everything is fine and nothing needs to change in the Republican Party, then I might have a personal issue with you. But personally, the only issue that I see is that the interrupting. But as far as your platform, I think people are just trying to figure out. They might be trying to figure out why. And you said God is leading you down this path, so that's good enough reason. But the other thing is just don't take it personal. You can't carry the weight of what happened with the Republicans in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. That's not for you to argue or defend, because it was low down and wrong. It was an agenda when the Democrats crossed over. So you don't have to explain that. You don't have to defend that. The thing is are you going to the Republican Party to make a change? Because we can't sit up here and say that they've been doing their job for us too.
Good deal. Let me go.
You're going to a party that hasn't traditionally did anything for us.
Exactly. Rico, let me go to Patsy. Patsy, what's on your heart?
You know what?
Hold on, sister. Hold on.
Well, I just want to remind everyone not to neglect to vote. You have to get out there. Let's overwhelm this vote. Let's bring a blue tsunami into Gwinnett County. I can only speak about Gwinnett County right now and the top of our ticket. Our ticket is a great ticket.
Yeah.
And we have to support them, and we have to vote down the ticket, because this is what impacts. This is what impacts our lives. We have people running in the state legislature. We have Donna McLeod. We have Greg Kennard, Dewey McClain. We have Sam Park, and a host of other people that are fighting to hold these seats. And we have to also flip the Senate right now in Gwinnett County.
Yes.
I mean, in the state of Georgia. And it impacts us in Gwinnett County also. So I'm encouraging people to go vote down that ticket, and let's get this job done. Thank you.
And vote for her.
See,
and vote for
that
her.
was an injustice. I never said as a Republican, go down the ballot and vote blue.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm a proud Democrat.
No, but guess what? But see, that's an injustice to me.
I'm a proud Democrat, ma'am. You can vote for who you want to vote for.
I definitely understand that. I know a lot of you guys.
Hold on.
I know. Let me speak. You have yours.
Hold on. Wait a minute, sister. Hold on.
Voters of America can vote for who they
I'm going to drop you off. Sister, I'm going to have to drop you off the line if you're not going to be respectful for the broadcast. I run my show a certain way.
Okay.
I run my show a certain way, and I can't let you come in here and bombard it. We can't let you do that. Pete, what's going on, sir? How you doing?
Woo! This Morning Glow been live this morning.
Yes, sir.
You know what? Congratulations to both of the young ladies running for office. And if you're in line with their premise, what they stand for, consider them vote for them. Certainly. As I'm listening, I'm hearing a lot more in common, really. You know, little small sidebar skirmishes. But I'm really impressed with the respect, with the appreciation for this. Again, our sisters stepping out, doing what our sisters do, lead the charge, and out here, in the game, in the fight, stand up and make what's wrong right. And we're energetic and supportive, and we're talking about a lot of common issues. I'm listening. I'm thinking about the morning show yesterday, the evening show last night.
Yes, sir.
And as I'm listening this morning, the very context of what we were saying, I'm hearing the growth.
Yes.
I mean, we're right at the gate of starting our own either party or political action committee. We're really understanding this arena, this political arena. We're talking about how this system functions, all these sharp minds and perspectives, but intelligent.
Yes.
It's intelligence over ignorance. Ooh, we back, y'all. We poised.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's all I'm hearing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And everybody speak and see the thing about it. And I do run my show. Pete, I run my show a certain way, man. I like order. And everybody's so passionate, man. And everybody is very passionate. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Let me go to Donald Toussaint. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I thought, man, you know what? I've called 3 times. We've been on this show for 2 hours. Two. And I hadn't said a word yet.
Man, look here. We say the best for last. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Say it.
I don't know about that. I don't know what that. Let me tell you something. And I think that some that know me, I don't say too much. 2 things that I do watch: fast talkers and all talkers. I'm careful about what I say because words happen.
Yes.
We're not. You know what I watch and I'm observing? It's not all about black. You can't impress me by I'm trying to help the black community. Try to help. But what about the white community? What about the Asians? What about the Indians?
Come
what
on.
about the Mexicans?
Mm-hmm.
What about those? All of us need to come together. I said this last night. I say the same thing again. We're trying to, I don't even know how to say it, but we're sneezing and trying to fix hiccups.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want nobody know the cure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, I commend my two sisters for what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's a we, it's not an I. There are some people that we continue to say that creating wealth. Do you know that there are some people that are not going to be wealthy?
Mm-hmm.
They just trying to get on a part. They're just trying to get from underneath a tree.
Mm-hmm.
They got mothers that don't know how to raise children.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bigger problem than trying to create wealth for everybody. That's a lie. You're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible for everybody to be wealthy. The poor is going to be with us always.
Yes.
Not the wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
You can forget that concept. Stop trying, and I'm not trying to tell anybody or say that anybody's trying to do that. But if we tell everybody that you're going to be wealthy, that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. I have a good job, but you know that it's possible that I will die not being a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm good with that. So, again, look, we hadn't even covered the subject that we want to talk about.
Yeah. Exactly. Good deal. Let me go to our Curtis, and then we're gonna get back on task, man. This has been good though. I love the passion that everybody have. They're called okay. Yeah, Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? I just got a message. Somebody just sent me a message. Got distracted for a second.
You know, I'm making the donuts right now, but I'm listening. And like I said earlier, sister, I admire what you're trying to do. I really do. Given the situation and the circumstances and all evidence presented, I admire what you're trying to do. You're trying to transmogrify a political party. That is, that's tall class,
Mm-hmm.
but let me ask a question. I'm curious to know where her vote was, or what's her thoughts on that county councilwoman down there in Gwinnett County that put up that legislation wanting the school system of Gwinnett County to at least offer African American history, because if I'm not mistaken, she's a graduate of Spelman College, right?
Yes.
So if anybody understands African American history, a Spelman College grad should understand African American history. If you don't make it through Spelman and you don't know African American history, somebody failed you. But I would love to know where her stance is, because the legislator of Gwinnett County refused that bill.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to know.
Let's go to it, Curtis, and find out what you say about that. Jackson, what do you say to that?
Hey, you know what? Thank you so much. But let me tell you, we've been working on that. Let me tell you this, right? We've been with Gwinnett County. See, it's a matter of putting that history in the books, right? And in the books, you know, a lot of school districts are governed by publishers, okay? Publishers, right? and publishers put in the books what they want to. That's where the community comes in. The only reason that I exist is to get the community involved. We want to depend upon other people to do what we should be doing ourselves. And so have I addressed that? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a documentation to put our history in the books of Gwinnett County. Let me tell you, I have a child who graduated from Parkview High School, and I've had to deal with them toe to toe. Right now, I have a civil rights suit, right? So it's amazing. And they took 3 years, and my kids were out of Parkview High School. So let me tell you, we got to keep pushing not only the Black agenda, but the righteous agenda to have everybody address who we are, right? Because it's so important. All right. So we have to go to the meetings. Mm-hmm. I can tell you how many meetings I went to from Gwinnett to the CAB. I can tell you how many. My kids are out of school today, right? But it took 10 years, literally, when they started in kindergarten in the DeKalb County school system. So what I want to tell you, I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, everybody wants to dress as she's against because she's Republican or whatever. No. Look, have breakfast with me, have dinner with me, and I'll pay for it. To understand the things that I've done within both of those communities to address. Gerald, who has a human rights, we've addressed the curriculum of Gwinnett County. And so we have to keep addressing it. But here's the thing. How many Black teachers and administrators are in Gwinnett County who we have to get to address that? They're scared because of their money. There's so many things that we have to address.
Good deal.
So many things that we have to address.
Let me do this. I want to go to Pastor. Pastor, she actually have another engagement she have to get to, so she want to say goodbye to everybody. I definitely appreciate you coming through.
All right, thank you.
Hold on.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Gwinnett County, I think we are woke. There are wonderful candidates running for the school board, and that will directly impact a lot of the things that need to be changed. So I just want to say to everyone, do your research and look at where your candidates stand on the different issues. That's important. And I just wish you all just a safe situation. What we're dealing with COVID. We're dealing with COVID in this country right now. And let's stay safe and let's listen to the science and do what we have to do. And like I said earlier, let's just overwhelm this vote. And y'all be safe and have a great day. Thank you. This is Patsy Austin Gatson running for District Attorney of Gwinnett County.
And we want your vote.
Thank you.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, you know, see, I love that. But here's the thing. You know, we have to look at, it's not just a Black thing. It's not just a Black thing. How do we create an atmosphere which is positive for, you know, our young? When we've experiencing COVID-19, guess what? Parents didn't even understand the computer. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even have Wi-Fi for some, right? And they want to blame that on the white community and what we need to do and let's vote blue. No, parents, guess what? Engage within your kids. What you did is put your kids on the school steps and try to get the school to educate them, and you never did it. See, we have to deal with that issue, right? And guess what? You never sat with your kids and did with them anything. Anything. You just said, hey, you're going to school, hey, I'm going to drop you off on the steps, and that's it. No. The Black community has failed within that. They failed within that. I have a cousin, and he was like, dang, homeschooling is providing, it's too much homework. No, if you're at the middle school age, give your kid enough homework. Give everything that they need so that they'll be prepared for the future. Let me tell you, and all of my candidates who are, running for United States Senate, hey, let's do a lesson plan within all of us. I promise I will win because let me tell you, you gotta motivate kids. You gotta stimulate kids, right? You gotta show them that why they're in the classroom, what they need to hope for the future. See, so many adults want to push this political, whatever, but the bottom line, our youth are at stake. I'm for the youth, right? What do the youth need? I wanted to give every youth what they need.
Good deal.
And
Good
guess
deal.
what? It's a matter of motivation.
Good deal.
It's a matter of love.
Now, Bishop has something on his heart that he wanted to address. Bishop, what's on your heart?
Oh, I love it.
Bishop, you there?
Yeah, I had to take the phone off mute. Young lady, I say this. I never said anything against you running. I clarified the party, how it was established, who established what. I commended you on running for office. I'm not tied to a party. I'm tied to a people. And I think everyone should recognize that as going to run for office, you represent the people, not your own self-interest. When you talked about what your dad did, I said, your dad is not running, you are. You can talk about going to Spelman or wherever you want to go. And that's great. I commend it. I can talk about I went to Colorado Technical University. I got a degree in business. What I was trying to give you and impart the knowledge to you as you run, know that you're not going to be the only one that's going to be elected. You have to go against sometimes the grain. You have to go against your colleagues that are, representatives of the people as well, because you have your views and you have the best interests of your constituents at hand. That's what I was trying to tell you. I never attacked you. And then when you came out, because I asked you, did you know about Gregory Adams? That's who I am. Then you went to talk about why I didn't get reelected in the ethics complaint. Well, it's known, but also the truth has already been established. You said my wife is always with me. So then whatever complaint there was, how in the world could that be so if my wife is with me everywhere I go? You attacked my character. You attacked me as a person.
No, I did not.
Jackson.
Let me finish talking. Because you brought up why Miss Cochran Johnson is now the commissioner. In Kentucky, there's a place that says Kentucky's the bluegrass state. There's no bluegrass in Kentucky. Everything that looks a certain way is not altogether what it is. As it relates, we're trying to encourage you as you run for office, what you have to do and how you have to represent the people. You can't make it always personal. You stand on what you stand on, your principles, your morals. That's what Gregory Adams always does. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. I don't care. But one thing about me, I'm very studious about what I do for the people, church-wise, political-wise, whatever I do. That's the thing I was trying to impart unto you. Mm-hmm. Now, men are men. I am very verbose. I speak very passionate. I tell anybody.
Jackson.
When I'm at a meeting, if you ever came to a board meeting, the same way I talk here, the same way I talk down to the commissioner. What I want to encourage you though is like Rico was saying, you have to listen. Raheem is my good friend. Like then I say he's my best friend, and this is his show. And every political person that has come on here, they respect how he runs his show. Every one of us that sit on this show, Donald McClure, he's been on the show for 2 hours waiting to speak. You taking over the show, and you're trying to get your point across, but let Raheem call you to give you room to say if we address you. That's the only thing that we're doing. Rico, Curtis, Leonard, myself, we want the best for you. I'm not tied to a party. I'm tied to a people.
Leonard?
And that's what every person that runs in office ought to be acknowledging. I represent the people. But let's respect each other. But what you did to me and what you tried to do was you tried to denigrate my character as a person and throw up something that is so far-fetched from the truth. And I don't appreciate that. I'm going to tell you straight up. Because I am a man of character. I am a bishop, and I'm a true bishop too. And I have 18 churches that I oversee. 18. So don't ever come after me or come after my character. I make it very plain. And I represent DKM Media Group and Associates. And I represent Raheem. And I will die for Raheem because what Raheem brings to the table and what he represents. Now, the subject at hand, we were dealing with what do we think is wrong for Ice Cube to go talk to the president. Mm-hmm. Now, if we can, you've already identified yourself. We know who you are. We know what you stand for. I'm going to turn it back over to Raheem and let us finish our conversation.
Now, Leonard, was Ice Cube right, wrong, or indifferent? Unmute, Leonard. Unmute, brother.
said before, he made a mistake in his approach. And that's what the issue is. His approach, first of all, because of who he is. He should have recognized that first. Ice Cube has public relations people in everything. He knew, for some reason, he thought that this would gain advantage. And because he's Ice Cube, I'm not going to say he's a sellout, for the point he's been so against that all of his career. So this is why I say he made a mistake, because I know the conscious effort to malign and disrupt. Now, Miss Annette is not one of those people trying to malign and disrupt. She's not part of that group, the Kanyes and all of them. She's not part of that group. However, she's working a submissive strategy with these Republicans that don't work. And so we have to understand, if she, like I said, one, with her candidacy, for instance, okay, I understand what you're about. Okay, now the other 99% of problems facing the community, I haven't heard anything about that. I also would be curious about your opinion of how David Perdue has been representing Georgia, because he's a Republican as well. And right now he has a bill on the table about fair, open competition that's all but fair and open. Because that particular bill right there says, one, we want to do what we want to do and make this money, but we don't want no labor agreements while we do it. We don't want to make no types of concessions whatsoever to labor at all. Now, if the people are going to be working these contracts, why is Perdue, who's representing Georgia in that position now, so against labor organizations? I mean, how would you address that? Now, I'm more interested in the other 99% of the activities and responsibilities that you're going to have when elected as a Republican senator. So the Republican Party now in Georgia has this bill on the table. How do you feel about labor organizations?
You know what? That's so real. That's so real. But let me tell you, I started off, okay? I started off as a young type. When I finished Spelman College, right? I was union organizer, okay, for United Teachers of Los Angeles, right? At a young age. Who did I get that job from? My mother was a receptionist, okay, who ushered me in and ushered a friend of mine who I went to high school with. She was in membership, right? So I was this shop steward, right? So union organizations are amazing. But guess what? When they start using the dues of their member organizations to support a party, I'm not for it. And
so you're okay with the party as long as they ain't got no funding.
Okay, so we can interrupt at any time. I'm good, but ask your question.
Well, how would you support that bill?
Well, here's the thing. I haven't even got into the full of the bill, because let me tell you about the bill.
Right? Do you support labor? Do you support labor unions?
No, hold on 1 second. And I can't say yes or no because I haven't read the full bill, as well as you haven't read the full bill.
But do you support labor unions?
Okay, so see, no, hold on 1 second. All right. You haven't read the full bill. And see, that's where our communities err. They don't read the full bill, and a lot of the bill is pork barrel.
I have a degree in public policy, one in administration, and one in education.
I can hear both of you.
A lot of the bills are pork barrel, all right, to get to some other desired end. So my suggestion, while you're asking me that question, read the full bill, all right, to show that there's so much pork barrel in that bill, all right, that the citizens shouldn't even be addressed. And let me go here. Washington is spending our money, all right? The only reason I run for United States Senate, right, is to address how citizens get their money. Because the United States of America went bankrupt in 1933, all right? When they did that, they gave power over to the governors, but they do have a fiduciary responsibility, right, in our rights you know, the Declaration of Independence, our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, which a lot of us don't even read because we have rights according to the Constitution. But more importantly, in 1776, there's another document, our unalienable rights by God. So don't take me wrong, but let me tell you, I've done my research, right? I would like to face-to-face have a conversation with all of you guys.
No.
So
Let me tell you what we're going to do. This is what
right.
we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. A couple of months ago, we actually had a town hall meeting here at the studio. If you will make yourself available, I'll let you know the date and the time. We'll do another town house right here, and we'll address all these issues. We have an audience, and we'll do a town. And if I'm asking you the question right now, and you can tell me yes or no, would you make yourself available for a town hall meeting?
Yes, and I will make myself available, but I asked you the question, why wasn't I even on the queue for your town hall meeting before as a United States Senate candidate?
Because sister, I didn't know you.
Oh, no, but guess what? See, that's a misnomer to our community because it's all on record with the Secretary of State. Who are the candidates
sister,
for U.S. Senate? So
Jackson,
that's where we air.
Jackson, you asked me a question. I answered your question, sister.
Okay.
Now let me go to somebody else. Let me pull somebody else into the conversation.
Excuse me, Raheem. So was that a yes or no when it comes to her support of labor unions?
She never answered.
Okay,
she said,
thank you.
She said she didn't read the bill, and you didn't.
I did answer that. No, what I
give me a quick answer, Jackson. I gotta move on. Jackson,
labor organizations use their money.
You know what I'm starting the question, Jackson? Jackson, you know what I'm starting the question, and with all due respect to you, sister, I'm starting to question your self-control because you're not listening. I'm trying to take ownership of my show, and you're not allowing me to do that. So I'm starting to question your self-control.
You know, I got it. Okay. I got it, but I answered the question.
Okay, that's good. But still, you're not stopping, sister. But still, you're not stopping. Are you listening? Still, you're not stopping, and that's why I say I'm questioning your self-control.
Okay. No, I got self-control.
Okay, good. I'm hoping, I'm praying that you do. Let's display some of that. Okay.
I do.
Stop right there. Stop right there, sister.
I do.
Stop, sister. Okay. Let's go to do we still have Pete? Pete, you still with us? Unmute your phone, Pete. You talking? We can't hear you, brother.
I'm still here. I had to get off mute.
Okay.
I almost want to yield my time to the sister to let her go ahead and Ms. Jackson, candidate for U.S. Senate, and let her express herself a little more. But I think, we need to just express it so that, I'm pretty sure she's grasped it by now. But you call on a person's name and they have their time and you move to the next person.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much the roster. She's a candidate, so she's in debate mode. She's in mode of getting her stuff out. So we just want to make it clear because I see that, she's ready to go in. She's a candidate. So any points that are scored or anything, she's going to deal with it. So I'm going to yield the remainder of my time and let her express herself a little further.
But you do understand what I'm saying, Pete, about, and you addressed it, the way we run our show and the process, and we all have to be respectful of each other.
Can I ask a question regarding her candidacy?
Try to briefly end on it, just so that we're all clear. Most of us are, but this might be her first time, and you just want to make sure that she's clear on the format.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're real low, Kurt. You're real low, brother. Kurt, you're real low, brother. Can barely hear you.
Let me pull it a little closer to my mouth. I'm in the truck.
Okay.
So let me ask a question. Because I heard her answer. I heard her answer to Leonard's question, and I heard it clearly. First off, before I ask the question, please, Representative, possibly elect, clarify if I misunderstood what you're saying. What you're saying is you're all for the union. However, when the union decided to put money behind political candidates, then you got a problem with that, correct?
Yes, let me answer that question because I've been a part of unions, right?
Hey, sweet, I ain't asked the question yet. I get what you're saying. To a degree, I can understand what you're saying. But the flip side of that question is this. Here's my question. If there's a problem, if you have a problem or if you see a problem with unions putting donor money, right, or dues money behind political candidates, then is it safe for me to say or believe that you have a problem with Citizens United?
Oh my God! See, now you're going.
No. I don't
right?
know. I don't think she meant. I don't think she meant that. Hold on, Jackson.
What I'm saying,
Jackson, hold on for 1 second, please. Jackson, hold on. I don't think she has a problem with no, I can't. I don't think she has a problem with people uniting.
No.
I don't think that be the case. I understand your question, Kurt, but I don't think I don't get that. No, I don't get that from her.
Well, Raheem, here's why I asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have a problem with unions taking the dues and taking a proportion of their dues and putting them behind a candidate who is in support of their union, but yet you don't have a problem with the Citizens United ruling, it's the same thing, brother. If me and you own a multi-international company that is a Fortune 500 company, and we're putting money behind, let's just say, we're putting money behind George Bush, it's the same thing. There is no difference. But see, what I'm noticing is in politics, and it's not just a Republican side. In politics, what's been going on is folks been throwing the rock and hiding the hand, or the pot calling the kettle black when both of them black and burnt, right? So you can say, okay, well, I'm not for this, but I am for this. But when you realistically look at it, Citizens United basically says that a corporation, a multinational corporation, is a human being and can put as much money as they want to behind a political PAC, which then makes investments to a specific political party and or candidate by way of advertising. So we can't like sugarcoat it and say, well, one is different from the other. They're not.
No.
At the end of the day, both entities are putting money behind a candidate.
Okay, let me do this. I'm going to let her.
You are absolutely correct.
Jackson, are you?
You
Jackson?
are absolutely.
Jackson, calm down, sister. And I'm going to let you address that because I really want to hear your heart on it. I want to hear your heart on what you're saying. Okay. And we only had about 20 more minutes before we get out of here, and I want to get back to the Ice Cube because we're talking about Ice Cube today. But go ahead, sister. What's on your heart?
Okay. No. What I'm saying is, like, he just put something else out in the atmosphere. I was a shop steward, and let me tell you this: the administration went together because it's about collective bargaining, right? What I'm saying is, with these unions, right, they do collective bargaining within their membership. The membership has no idea what they're doing. That's all I'm saying. They have no idea what they're doing, how they're spending their money to produce. They're not producing to the Republican way. They're not producing to America. They're not producing to saving Americans' freedom and infrastructure. No, they're producing in another way, which their members and employees who are given their money have no idea. All right. If I'm ever clear, I understand that. And so the members who are paying their dues, but guess what? Let them get scared and see how that union represents them. All right. So there's more than meets the eye on that. And so people try to pigeonhole me in that. And I've been at that game at a young age and saw the flaws within the union memberships.
Okay, good. Let's keep this thing going. I want to get back to the topic that we're talking about. Because Donna Toussaint want to talk about Ice Cube. So Donna, what's on your heart, brother?
Okay, so
I'm glad he's laughing. Yes, this is good.
I'm going to laugh because we can't hold things on our shoulder and take things personally because it's not about me. I can take care of myself. I can look out for myself. So what I'm saying is, Ice Cube don't speak for me. what happens is we try to figure out who's the face for Black America. And if they got money, you want to talk to them because they may be a better representative for the Black people.
I seen a lot of fools with money. I seen a lot of fools with money, don't I?
I'm trying to tell you. Because last week at the beginning of the campaign last time, they picked Don King. Well, Don King don't speak for me. With his smile on his face and that grin. We developed that certain grin because we figured like, oh, they talking to me. And I have I'm representing our people. No, you're not. Because you don't know me and you don't talk to me because I don't have enough money. But I got to vote. That's the key. And we have our independence with a vote. You can't manipulate me. I have a vote, might not have as much money as you have, but I got a vote. And if we have people that have votes, stop being manipulated because they grab hold to a celebrity or somebody with money or a next millionaire. Well, the people that really are of concern with the people that are trying to achieve just paying the next bill. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We try to get all the people in the limelight and talk to them when they don't matter because they can make a change, but they refuse to make a change. Because they come out of these neighborhoods that we're talking about dilapidated, and they move out of them and never look back. And that's a shame.
And that's a shame. Absolutely. Rico, what's going on with Ice Cube, man? What's going on with him? Is he in a good place right now?
You know, ain't nothing going on but a bum a rap song. Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think all of us are trying to pull out our inner Nostradamus and trying to predict what's happening. We're repeating talking points that other people are saying, even knowing that some of them are lies, misrepresentations, and we're still having a conversation about this. But you know what I feel like? I don't even say what I feel like is going to happen in the future. I'm seeing what's happening now. I'm seeing people having a conversation about something they weren't concerned about 3 months ago, a year ago, or 2 years ago. So I'm feeling like Pete was feeling earlier. This momentum that's going behind all this misinformation and correct information and this back and forth is going to ultimately probably lead us to an independent party and a conversation about issues to address our plight, our growth, our progress, without being watered down like it has been for the past 60, 70, 80, 90 years. You know, so I'm not disappointed. People gonna have their own opinion. Some people gonna say he was right. Some people gonna say he was wrong. Some gonna say he was indifferent. Some gonna say he should have went another route. But you know, it's something that I noticed about us. We don't know what bandwagon we're gonna jump on. 1 minute we say the rappers need to shut up, or we need rappers to talk conscious, or that we need them to step up and speak out. And then when they speak out, they need to stay in their place. Ain't that something? Which one we gonna get them to do?
Exactly.
If we know, you see, this is the thing. This is the thing about it. Media and propaganda have been going on since the birth of a nation. They tricked white people. Then they found a way to go ahead and start misprogramming black people with the same thing. They use soap operas, entertainment, athletics. They use movies, everything. And that turned entertainers and athletes into our role models. I ain't gonna say our leaders. The ones pictures you seen on Black History Month on the wall after the 70s, Muhammad Ali and Richard Pryor. I mean, you just seen comedians and actors and singers, Michael Jackson, Black History Month. You know, so we allowed them to do that. We sat there and watched it. That all went back to school curriculum. People back then probably weren't thinking about going to school board meetings to understand how the curriculum came about. But with that being said, you know, they used that tactic.
Exactly.
So now, if Black society has been distracted and led by the nose by celebrities and entertainers, if you can find one to trick the people into doing something they need to do or talk about something they need to talk about, I'm for it all day. So kudos to Ice Cube, because he got black folks talking about something they weren't even talking about last month.
Good deal.
And
Good
man's
deal.
on the table. We got to address it.
Absolutely. Bishop, what's on your heart, brother? Bishop, you there?
Yeah. Get this phone off my mute.
Okay.
You know, and I love what Rico just said, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate, you know, the entire conversation, man. And you asked the question, Ice Cube did what Ice Cube did. If I had the opportunity, like I say all the time, folks say, if I were you, I would do what you and me, and I did something, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, you know, I applaud him. I think it was taken out of context. I think it was derived to try to make it seem as though he supported certain things. The only thing about it, you know, what he did, what he did. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at nobody, because I'm going to tell you, me being mad ain't going to change what happened.
Yeah. Let me go to Leonard. Do you think there was some kind of economic motivation behind what he did?
I don't know. I don't really think so, because I mean, it's not, like I said, I don't even know if they asked him or he offered. So, you know, it was like this deal that he proposed, I guess. He felt he should propose it. It's his deal. Yeah, I don't know what it
his deal, don't let it, because from what we said earlier, you know, he took bits and pieces, or maybe even a huge part of all of it from stuff that was already created. So is it really his deal, or did he just do some research and find, okay, we could use this. Let's take this over here. Okay, let's put some onions in it. Okay, and then we need some garlic. Did he do that?
I guess. I don't know. He said he got together and he put this out here a couple of months back, looking for input and things like that. You know, makes sense to me. You know, I didn't hear about it. Next thing I know, it was a contract with Black America.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a 22-page document that says it's the contract with Black America.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's the same one or not, or what have you, but it don't give no credit to Ice Cube nowhere on it, or him taking the deal and things like that. I know he discusses a lot of the strategies and things of that nature.
Do you remember what's President Trump's wife name? Is it what's her name? Melania? What's her name? What's her name?
Are you talking about the president's wife, Melania Trump?
Yeah,
Melania.
Yeah, Melania. Yeah. Now,
Melania.
Thank you. Do you remember when she did her speech, and she did that huge speech, and everybody said, "Hold on, that's Michelle. Ain't that Michelle Obama's same speech that she did?" Now, Melania gave the speech, but it was Michelle's speech. And does that mean that because of the fact that she gave the speech, does that change the ownership from Michelle to her? Because she did the exact same words, man.
I mean, you know, that's what they say. But in this issue related to Ice Cube, this is a 22-page document. Okay. So Ice Cube is explaining what it is he hopes to accomplish.
Okay.
However, it needs to, you know, even the best policy makers have to go back and revisit and how you going to propose the audience and these types of things. See, a Derek Hamilton is the professor and economist. Okay, so he is the one who probably had the blueprint for this contract. And I don't have a problem with the contract itself. It's that the method being used is directly divisive to disenfranchise the power of the African American vote. It's proposed at an opportune time. This policy could have been, they met, a covenant with Black America met years ago. Several entertainers and famous people who have sat on these issues with this contract about that they want with Black America. Ice Cube will work with any party related to this contract. The issue is, why did Ice Cube think that he would rush in and somebody was going to agree to this policy, and this policy was somehow going to be enforced based on his access to the President of the United States?
Exactly.
It's not his access to the President of the United States that we can take care of our families on. It's not his access to the President of the United States that guarantees our civil rights. It's not his access to the president of the United States that addresses the issues that African Americans suffer from as citizens.
Exactly. Now, let me do this. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Jerry Womack. I'm calling you from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey, Womack, what's going on, man?
I'm not feeling too well this morning. I think I hit the number by mistake.
Okay. Oh, you hit the number by mistake? Okay. Well, good deal, man. It's good hearing from you, brother. I'll give you a call when the broadcast is over.
Also, with Ice Cube.
Please, I had death in the family, man. Please call me.
Okay, I certainly will. I'll call you when it's over, man. When the broadcast is.
I love you right here.
Hey, love you too,
everybody
brother.
else, y'all stay blessed.
Absolutely.
And so, and also I want to make sure that we understand with Ice Cube and this plan, these people have said that the Platinum Plan as it is, because this is what they're trying to incorporate it in. You see the Republican machine working on it already.
Yeah.
And now he has to go. Not only does he have to defend himself against the people that support his brand, Ice Cube's brand, and are fans of his, he also has to address the fact that the side you're trying to deal with, they blasting you. They're trying to say you with them. They got a plan right now that kills the Affordable Care Act. Are you part of that plan, Ice Cube? Because they just said that.
Yeah.
You all with they Platinum Plan.
Good.
So that's the message that he's going to have to worry about when it comes to his brand. But the African Americans should not give up their stake in this democracy and the vote depending on the celebrity's access.
Absolutely. Rico, you wanted to say something, brother. What's on your heart? Rico,
get off mute for a second.
There you go.
I had to get off mute for a second. First, I want to say, you know what? I think Ice Cube one of them type of people that care less about a brand. I just got that feeling he's one of those type of people that could care less. Once he put the truth out there, he ain't worried about what another fool thinks. If you want to sit up and keep repeating things that he didn't say, or come up with intentions that he didn't have, then that's on you. If you read the words that Trump said, knowing who Trump's administration is, and believe that, and he came back and tell you, no, I didn't have nothing to contribute to that, that's on you. I ain't gonna keep on arguing with you when you want to believe what you want to believe. But the thing is, this is what I want to ask the representative, the candidate.
Yes.
Are Republicans? Well, I pretty much already know this, but I just want the radio world to hear this. Do Republican black candidates belong to the Black Congressional Caucus? And how much work are they putting in together? Because what are they getting accomplished? Because they've been mighty quiet the past 12 years.
Ms. Jackson? Ms. Jackson, are you there?
She can't be there.
Yeah, I think I just heard her laugh.
Miss Jackson is here. Miss Jackson is here. I muted myself.
Okay.
I muted myself. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you for punching the cart within me. And it's amazing. You asked, what is the Republican candidates? If I'm clear, what are they going to do? Is that what the question was?
No. I was asking, are the black Republican candidates, or I'm going to say the black congressmen of Republicans, are they a part of the Black Congressional Caucus? And if they are, number one, how do they cooperate across the bipartisan lines with the blacks and the Democratic Party? And what have they been doing for the last 12 years? Because I haven't been hearing from them.
Oh, guess what? I'm so glad, because there are no black Republican congressmen a part of the Black Congressional Caucus. Like, they don't even want them there, right? Okay, no, they don't even want him there. Guess what? No, and here's the thing. Tim Scott, he's not a part of the Black Congressional Caucus. Let me tell you, they don't want him there. They don't even want him there. Wait, and let me go back. J.C. Watts, quarterback of the OU, right? When he went to Congress, they didn't even want him, and he was brilliant. Okay, he stepped out. He said, J.T. Watt stepped out of the business of Congress. Why? Because he couldn't get anywhere within the Black community. He couldn't get anywhere to forge his ideas. So to ask a question, the Black Congressional Caucus doesn't even want us there, and it's so hard.
We can't even unite on the top levels. Oh, the people that
wait. Exactly, because there are so many. If you look at the Black Democrats across the country, right, and you look at the Black community, it's like, wait. So I take my $170,000 a year paycheck, right, and I spend it on me and my family, but I fail to be the influence for the Black community. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's why we're for U.S. Senate. I'm like, no, we got to do something about that. And if anybody would follow me, they would see different. If you would go to not only my friendships, but people who I've taught and all that kind of stuff, you would see differently. I can't explain this on a phone call, but do I know? I graduated from Spelman College with a BA degree in English. Okay, but that doesn't mean it. That doesn't mean anything. What I do know is that I'm in the streets and I see it, right? Let me tell you this. The Black Shrine of the Black Madonna, it's not open anymore. What did they do? Hollywood came in and they did a documentary on Aretha Franklin. They repositioned that place. Can you imagine what could happen to the Black community when we reposition our priorities? The Hollywood had to come in and to get that, the Black Shrine of the Black Madonna. A lot of our properties, it's dealing with code enforcement. We don't even want to tell anybody that we have a code enforcement violation so that we can cure it. We don't even want to tell anybody that we own taxes. Guess what? Tell people that you own taxes so that we can figure it out so that you won't get your property taken away. There's so much more that I have to offer. That I'm being, I see just on this call, that's like, hey, what's he gonna do? Hey, you, and I see it, but I'm not gonna deal with it adversely because Martin Luther King said, right, the test of a man is in controversy and adverse natures, right? That's how he was able to build. Come on, everybody on this call, what I'm calling everybody to do, let's build. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm calling everybody to do, and that's the person that I am running for United States Senate on the ballot of Spelman College. There's no other Black college graduate. The president of the United States said, hey, we give them money to historically Black colleges. I applaud that, but there's so much more. And I'm the only Black college candidate on the dang ticket for U.S. Senate. We need to move beyond because Georgia has 159 counties. I've been through all the counties. Even in Pickens County, when I saw where I was going, making a left to Pickens, going to the downtown, I said, wait, why do they have this thoroughfare right here like they need to do? I had an hour in advance. I picked up all the weeds, everything. The sheriff flanked me because I was in an area compromised by traffic. He flanked me until I finished picking up all the area of what was compromised in that area. Got 2 bags, another guy helped me, gave it to the Citgo gas station. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm serious. When I made a speech in Pickens County, a lady said, that was you? Because when they saw me, I had a skirt and I had my U.S. Senate jacket on. But when I was cleaning up their property, I had on jeans and a long sleeve t-shirt. Okay?
Good
so
deal.
What I'm saying to you is, guess what? Let's get it in. Let's get it in to build communities all across the state of Georgia.
Leonard, what's on your heart? We're ready to get out of here, brother. What's on your heart?
I would advise people to go and read the 2 sides.
Mm-hmm.
Find out for yourself. Stop listening to people about it and go and see what it is about, because these people are trying to delude you and they are trying to get you actually to vote against your interest. And they are wrapping it in issues that are really not pertinent to what is going on right now. Studying, because one, you can't say you're a Republican and then don't answer no questions on the Republican agenda. Mm-hmm. You got to appeal more to people who got some sense. I'm not no more moved by a story than the man in the moon. I go and read what you plan to do. And I got both these plans right in front of my face. I read them and study these plans. And the plan that Ice Cube had is not a bad plan. However, there are issues with that plan that do not address certain things. The 22-page plan is better for you to read and discuss. The platinum plan is Trump's plan. Trump's plan is not something that many Americans are really fond of right now. He's the president. We have his body of work. We see what he's doing. Anybody supporting any type of position that would allow him to continue being the president of the United States, I am full-heartedly against. I don't care nothing about these romantic conversations about African Americans or anything of that nature. There is an attack against our democratic principles and our ability to self-govern ourselves. And we must make sure that we protect that before we start getting into these little pit fights about one or two issues that only account for less than 5% of the problems that's going on in the Black community.
Good deal. We're about to get out of here for today. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody. Now, we didn't go as deep into the Ice Cube theme. We kind of got a little sidebar there. We had Patsy. She actually came in. Wasn't expecting her to come here today, and I'm certainly glad that she did. She came and she enlightened us on so many different things about what's going on in her world. And we have Miss Jackson. Jackson's actually running for office as well. She called in. I'm glad that she called in as well. Got a little heated, but that's what it is. Conversation. We have to have the dialogue. We have to come together. We have to talk. And if we don't do that, then we can't expect for anything to change. Whether we agree, disagree, that's not important. But the conversation has to happen. We have to have the conversation. Now, Jackson, we're going to set up this town hall meeting. I have your number here. Is it okay for me to call you later so we can set this thing up?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Okay.
Doubt. And let me tell you, I love everybody who was present. I'm telling you, that's what we need. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank everybody. It is now, Leonard, what's going on at 3:00 today, brother?
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3:00 p.m. Eastern today.
Good deal. Bishop, can I lean on you for the prayer, brother?
Oh, most definitely, my brother.
Yes, sir.
All right. Heavenly Father, we come before you this present hour, always giving thanks and praise unto you, Lord God, for all that you do and have done. Lord God, we're so thankful, Lord God, as we call for the meetings of the mind to discuss issues that we face. We pray, Father God, that you will continue to bless DKM Media Group and associates, all those that called in, and all the candidates that may be running for office, Father God. Lord God, order their steps, Lord God, and order their direction in which they're going to do for the people. So we ask you, Father God, that we'll continue to bless those that are sick, those dealing with COVID, those who have lost loved ones, Lord, comfort their hearts and minds and strengthen whether we lift them up where they've gone down. In your name, Christ Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Amen. It is now 10:06. It's 10:06. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. Know that we're here. But I want to tell you, make sure you understand that we're here every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock, right here on DKM Media Group and Associates. So if it's your first time being here, make sure you come back. DKMmediagroup.com, DKMmediagroup.com, or Facebook, Periscope. We got a lot of different things going on. And so make sure you join us. Make sure you become a part of the family. We have discussions. Do we always agree? Absolutely not. But we do have the dialogue, and we do invite you to be a part of the conversation so that you can put your part as to what you think about what we're talking about on that particular day. Now, it is 10:07. We're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. That we shine the light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. And if you get an opportunity to take a chance and love somebody, you just might find some love in return. Have a great day. Love you.
For real. Thank you. Bye.